Pirelli's distributing. Planet Pizza. Century Eyewear. North Country Sportswear. First Western Bank and Trust. And Arbo Photography.
Hi, my name is Dr. Becky Domries, and I'm a chiropractor here in Minot, North Dakota. My main focus here at Premier Chiropractic is prenatal and pediatrics. A lot of people aren't sure if their children will, sit still for the exam or for the adjustment, and really, the exam is super simple. In the kids, we are checking posture, of course, joint movement, or injuries they might have had that is restricting movement. For the newborn or infant, we are checking the spine, as well as tongue function and reflexes, digestive function, cranial shape, or anything that might lead to issues later. Adjustments are gentle, and I'm almost always giving parents or the kids exercises to work on at home. A lot of people bring their kid into the office because there's an issue or something going on with the child, and then find out that it's great for growth and development. There are many benefits to chiropractic care during pregnancy. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we have a table that opens to accommodate the growing belly. The visit usually includes adjusting, taping, and exercises, all done to help support the area and provide strength. It is a passion of mine to provide care to pregnant moms, babies, and kiddos. So if you haven't established a chiropractor for your child, we would love you to give us a try.
Deontay Martinez, he controls it, works it back away here to Eric Wentz. Dished off to the set, now from the corner, Deontay Martinez for three. And Deontay hits from downtown. Martinez dished it off to Michael Ross. Ross works it back up top. The open look from Argent for three, and he hits from downtown. Gavin Argent, the 6'3" senior, ties the ball game at a pair of 15s. Back up top, Michael Ross crashing and banging his way to his first 2 points of the ball game. Wilcox with the basketball. Worked it up to Michael Ross. Ross puts it up off the glass today, and Michael Ross has two more. Michael Ross again. Makes a move, cuts towards the rack, puts it up and in. Michael Ross has six now as the Magi tie it at 21. Slows it up, gives it off to Deontay Martinez. Little jump shot, nothing but net for Deontay. Talk about a highlight reel player. Deontay Martinez is putting on a clinic here tonight at Magic City campus.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Sheldon working on an odd-angle shot, cut the blocker, and now Walrick out to center. It's a 2-on-1. Back in the other way. Here's the Beavers. Sent across the drive. They scored. Oh, my goodness. How about that play? It's set up by Carter Barley. Rounded in front of the net. And no doubt about it, put it past the goaltender Brower for Davis Sheldon's ninth of the year.
Good patience by Barley, slide the puck right under the stick. Definitely when you have these kind of opportunities in these kind of games, you gotta capitalize, and that's exactly what they just did.
Nick Doyle's out to center. Dropped it back off to Cochran. Now Doyle's hit in front. Oh, they scored! Right in front. And a give and go play. Bing, bang, boom. The Beavers are on the board again. And that time it was perfectly executed and finished off by Rhett Locke for his 8th of the year. The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot. 3 weeks remain in the North Dakota high school hockey season. Tonight we've got a big matchup inside of the WDA where the Minot High Magicians are in Mandan at the Starion Ice Complex to take on the Mandan Braves in a matchup in North Dakota West Region high school hockey. Good evening and welcome into the Planet Pizza pregame show. I'm Nick Holberg, soon to be joined by our friend Matt Morelli for the call here on the PSP Network here tonight. It is the Planet Pizza pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location. School parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Planet Pizza can be reached tonight at 701-852-1700. If you haven't tried their Blue Buffalo Pizza, I highly recommend it. Planet Pizza truly is out of this world. Audio only tonight here in Mandan. You can head to Undercover Productions on YouTube to watch the broadcast tonight, if you so please. Once again, we did not get granted the video rights for the broadcast tonight, so this is an audio-only broadcast. We do apologize for any inconvenience on that note here tonight. Let's hop right into our standings across the state of North Dakota and in North Dakota high school hockey. In the West region, Jamestown's number one, 26 points for the Blue Jays. They're tied with the Magi with 26. Minot High actually holds the number one spot in the West region because they have the tiebreaker. Reason being, both times that Minot and Jamestown played, each team has a win on the year. How did they get there? Well, Jamestown won in a shootout. Minot High won in overtime. So with that being said, the Magi hold the tiebreaker. The Magicians number one in the West, Jamestown number two, Century number three. However, the Patriots do have a game in hand. 24 points for the Patriots and 26 for the Magi. 3 points for a win. That means Century gets another win with that game at hand, and they move into the top spot. What does that mean for the Magi? Well, they need some help across the board from either the Blue Jays, the Coyotes, or the Demons to knock off the Patriots. That would solidify a spot for the Magi up at the top. That is, of course, if the Magicians can remain unbeaten for the remainder of the year, and that's easier said than done. They still have Williston on the schedule, and of course, Mandan never easy to play, and that's where we're at tonight, taking on the Braves. Rest of the WDA standings. Number 4, Bismarck High, they're 6-4. Williston, number 5, at 6-3, and Williston only has played 9 games on the year, so they've got 2 games in hand in their own right. Botno Rugby, number 6, with 11 games played on the year at 15 points. Dickinson is number 7 with 7 points and a 2-9 record. Mandan at 2-9 as well with 6 points. And Hayes and Beulah is 0-10 on the season. Mandan with the 2-9 mark, that puts them in 8th. So it's a battle of 1 and 8 in the state here tonight in the WDA matchup here at the Starion Ice Complex in Mandan. Over on the east side of the state, Grand Forks Central, they've got the top unit in the state, top 3 scorers in North Dakota, and they've got the best record on the east side with 11-1 for a mark and 36 points for them. Fargo South Shanley, 23 points, number 2. Red Rivers, number 3. They've got a 22-point season rolling in 11 games played, 1 game in hand on the Knights. Fargo Davies currently number 4. West Fargo Cheyenne, number 5. Fargo North is number 6. West Fargo 7. The Spoilers from Park River started hot, then they've skidded as of late, 3-9 for a record for them. They're number 8. Devils Lake is number 9. And Mayville Portland is number 10. Those standings across the state of North Dakota brought to you by our friends at Tires Plus. All brands under one roof with the guaranteed lowest prices and their service after the sale with the Tires Plus plan. Find them online, TiresPlusND.com. Locations in Minot and in Bismarck. They also have a drive-through oil change, 15 minutes at the drive-through Valvoline oil change. You can't go wrong with Tires Plus. Time to take a look now at the top producers across North Dakota, brought to you by our friends at Clean Tech. Get COVID-19 deep cleaning services for your home or business with Clean Tech LLC. It's a proactive deep cleaning service that includes disinfecting and sanitizing. Find them online at cleantechllc.us. Clean Tech coming to the rescue since 1992. 2 players in the matchup today that cracked the top 25, and they're way down at the bottom of the list. It's Tyler Yancer from Mandan, 15 points out of the year, coming to the tune of 10 and 5. 10 goals, 5 assists for Yancer. He's right there with Riley Oprud from Minot in the 23rd spot with 15 points as well. 7 goals, 8 assists for Oprud from the Magi. The only 2 in tonight's game that are in the top 10, top 20, top 25. The entire list, they're at 22 and 23. Braden Panzer, Chase Spicer, Joey Kennelly. We talked about them from Central. Those guys are the real deal. 34 points in 13 games for Panzer, 33 in 13 games for Spicer, and 33 in 13 games for Joey Kennelly. Those guys are cruising like a missile right now at the top inside of North Dakota high school hockey. We had the privilege of calling a game or 2 or 3 or 4 of those guys back on the PSP Network back in the Bantam and Pee Wee State tournaments at the Mesa Arena on the PSP Network years ago. And that Spicer kid was good back then. So was Panzer. Kennelly no different. Those guys now as high school hockey players really flexing their muscle in North Dakota. Jace Thompson represents the West Region, number 4 in the state in scoring, 27 points for Thompson on the year, 26 for Ian Amsbaugh from Botno Rugby. Amsbaugh led the state last year with 65 points. He ended up at the top of the list. This year, he's right now number 5 in the state. Nola Ninow, number 6 in North Dakota with 25 points. Sawyer Santrin from Mayville, Portland with 22. He's number 7. Jacobson from West Fargo's 8. Collins from Williston cracks the top 10. And Ashton Collins with 21 points on the year currently sits in the 9th spot. And then Colton Schulte from Bismarck Century with 20 points on the season rounds out the top 10 in North Dakota. Those numbers brought to you by our friends at Clean Tech. Clean Tech coming to the rescue since 1992. Find them online, cleantechllc.us. Again, Clean Tech, big supporter of North Dakota high school athletics. Time to take a look at the goaltenders. They're brought to you by the UPS store located on South Broadway. UPS store open Monday through Saturday for all your packing and shipping needs. Visit the UPS store, the Marketplace Plaza. Well, there's 2 good ones that go tonight. Zane Clausen for the Mandan Braves and Trey Sortland for the Modern High Magicians. Where do they rank in the state? Well, neither of them are in the top 5 according to overall numbers. However, if you mark off kids that have played less than 5 games on the year, you can get rid of number 1, number 2, and number 5. That bumps Trey Sortland down to number 4 in the entire state. Sortland with a .191 goals against average and a 90% save percentage on the season. Colby Elseth from Central leads the way. He's played in 12.8 games on the year, 132 goals against average, and a .917 save percentage. You look at those numbers, what that means, Trey Sortland's only 1 or 2 good nights off of climbing that ladder in North Dakota when you're talking about an under 0.5%. The difference in goals against average certainly makes all the difference. On the other side tonight, Zane Clausen, you got to go down the list a bit to find him. But Clausen, a player that, in my mind, is one of the best inside of the WDA. 3.42 goals against average. He sits on a 90.7 save percentage as well here in his senior campaign. Those goaltender numbers brought to you by our friends at the UPS store located on South Broadway in the Magic City in the Marketplace Plaza. Find them for all your packing and shipping needs. More of the Planet Pizza pregame show to continue on here tonight as we get geared up and ready for North Dakota high school hockey from Mandan. The Braves will be in white, the Magi will be in maroon. 3 weeks left in the North Dakota high school hockey season, and it's a big one tonight. Probably bigger for the Magi, trying to reel in home ice and lock that down. Mandan almost out of reach as far as home ice is concerned for the postseason. It's a big one tonight, nevertheless. Get ready for a good tilt tonight on the PSP Network. Still have John Grubb coming up in just a moment. And a further dive into the numbers of this one. It's North Dakota high school hockey here on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank and Trust, and Arbo Photography. Senior night tonight to Mandan. Celebration on the ice as we get geared up and ready for tonight's 51-minute war of North Dakota high school hockey. But first, saluting the seniors for the Mandan Braves in tonight's matchup. Here for Leif Manson's crew. On the year for Mandan, according to the numbers on the roster from North Dakota High School Hockey.com, they've got 12 of them that they'll salute here tonight. Looks about right. Zane Clausen, probably the biggest one of that list, the goaltender and the All-State nominee, if you will. One of the guys that I thought after last year would be in that conversation. At least All-West region. He was not selected to that list, however. Trace Shortland got the honors from Minot High. And, of course, unanimous decision there coming from my end and my vote as well. It's the Planet Pizza pregame show tonight. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location. School parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Planet Pizza can be reached at 701-852-1700. They will deliver tonight. You can also try for lunch tomorrow. They're open tomorrow from 11 to 2 for the lunch buffet. If you haven't had Planet Pizza for lunch, you're missing out. Chicken tortilla soup, maybe just the icing on the cake, if you will, for how good the Planet Pizza lunch buffet truly is. Nick Holberg will be joined here by Matt Morelli soon on the Planet Pizza pregame show. Let's take a dive into the matchup and further into the numbers of this one here tonight. It's a Magicians team that's number 1 inside the West. It's a Mandan team that's number 8 inside the West region. And two teams that have a history in the past few years of being pretty tight opponents for each other. However, Minot High in the last 7 seasons has dominated this series. Minot High in the last 7 years, they're 25-4 against Mandan. They've outscored the Braves 162-53 in that time frame. But as of late, when you go back to last year, the year before that, Mandan's always given a competitive run to Minot High. Certainly at the start of the year where Mandan has picked up some of those wins, a few of their 4, the first game of the year at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Their most recent game was a 5-2 victory for the Magi. That was at Mesa Arena in Minot. Before that, guess who? Mandan and Minot played in the West Region play-in game to get to the state high school hockey tournament. It was a barn burner. 3-2 was the final in an overtime thriller that Minot High ended up winning that hockey game for their 35th appearance at the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament. We're going to welcome in our broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Morelli, joins us now in the booth here at Mandan. First of all, Mr. Morelli, thanks for some time tonight. How are things going? How about that drive down? What do you think of this venue, by the way?
Very nice building here they got. Yeah, I'm impressed. The last time I was in Mandan, it's the old rink over by the high school. I mean, this is quite a step up, but no, this will be a good one tonight.
It should be a good one, and it's a big one tonight for that matter. Minot High, number one right now. Those standings in the West region with Minot High, Century, and Jamestown all right there in the mix, Matt. Minot High can control their own destiny. They need to win here tonight. They need to win out, basically, in my mind. On top of that, if they're able to do that, Minot High will have an opportunity to end up taking the number one spot in the West. However, they need some help probably from Williston. Century can't win again. Is basically Century needs another loss is basically what it boils down to. If they get one, Minot High has the opportunity to win the West. Century has an opportunity to win the West region without any help of anybody else, with the advantage over Minot High and both teams having 2 losses. That really puts some more stake in tonight. How much do you put into tonight's matchup, and how much do you put into home ice advantage for the playoffs here in 2021? It really is kind of a bigger deal than it ever has been.
Well, I think with Minot, don't worry about so much what other people are doing. Worry about taking care of your own business. Minot's got to win these games on the road. It's always tough on the road, and just play your own game. Don't look too far ahead for these games that next week and the week after in the WDA. Just win the ones, take care of the task at hand here. You got a road game tonight. Mandan has nothing to lose. Minot's got to come out and play a solid 51 minutes and get off to a good start, and then really take it to Mandan. Use their speed, use Minot's skill, and that's what's gonna get you the points.
Minot's 9-2 coming in. Mandan is 2-9. Minot High on the road is 3-2. We're at home. They've been 6-0. At home, Mandan 1-6 on the year. The only wins on the year for Mandan are against Hayes and Beulah. Tells you a little bit about the program here this year, but they have played teams tight. There have been good games throughout the season. Here's the numbers to look at here tonight, starting with who leads the way for the Braves. 15 points on the year for Tyler Yancey. 10 goals, 5 assists for him. Yancey, a senior, and number 22 of the state of North Dakota, 1 spot in front of Riley Oprud on the year. 13 points for Drew Condon. He was around last year and the year before. Condon's got 6 and 7 for 13. He's a good player, forward and a senior. 11 for Zane Fay on the season. After those top 3, it falls off just a bit, and you go down to Blake Killen, who's got 7 on the year. Coy Baranth, who's got 6, and 5 on the season for Olin Halstengard, the senior forward. Now we look at the Magi. The Magicians are led on the year by Riley Oprud. 15 points for him, coming to the tune of 7 goals, 8 assists on the season. Then you've got 13 for Aiden Morelli, 6 and 7. He's been hot as of late, really turning it on as of late for Morelli. 13 for him, 13 for Jaden Luck, the All-WDA player. 4 goals, 9 assists for Luck. And 10 points on the year for Casey Field. You could say the same thing for the Magi, and kind of falls off from there. However, Minot High does have Derwin Hauser with 7, 6 for Isaiah Thogfent, 5 on the year for Gabe Thogfent, 6 for Kelton Esslinger, 7 for Zach Deal. The distribution for Minot High has been pretty good on the year. Touch on that, the importance of having multiple lines that can bury the puck for you.
Well, that's what Minot needs. You can't always, your top 2 lines are always going to have, some nights going to have a tough time, and the matchups are going to be hard for them. And so if you can get that 3rd line, possibly your 4th line, to chip in with some contributions, some points here and there, that's huge for a boost for a team. It kind of gets those top guys, lights a fire into those guys. So they're thinking, hey, if those guys down towards the bottom of the lineup can chip in with some points and draw some penalties and make some do the little things right, block shots, that's such a huge boost for the rest of the team. And guys know that. They see that. They're smart. They're on the bench thinking, okay, then if we're getting contributions from all of our guys, that makes it such a complete team game. You can't win with 2 or 3 guys or 4 guys. You got to have everybody. And Minot's, I mean, it'll be a battle tonight. But Minot, let's show their skill. They've got the speed. They've got the skill. We're obviously a deeper team. But don't think about the Mandan record with the 2 wins. That's when you have problems. You start worrying about their record. They don't have many wins. That's when turns out to be a lot closer than it should be, and then next thing you know, that's when bad things happen at the end of a game. So let's just get off to a good start and go from there and use that momentum right off the bat.
The X factor in the hockey game is the goaltending on both sides. We touched on Zane Clausen earlier on tonight. Clausen coming in with a 90.7 save percentage. And for North Dakota high school hockey, that's a good number. Trace Sortland, a 90.4. So Clausen has a better save percentage than Trace Sortland. The goals against average, however, those are two different tales of the tape. 1.9 for Sortland, 3.4 for Clausen on the other side. However, when you look at this goaltender matchup, you let Mandan hang around tonight, and you keep them in this contest, and next thing you know, you've got a hot goaltender, and Minot High could be in trouble when this thing's all said and done. How do you try to avoid a letdown here tonight to this matchup?
The last thing I want to do is give them any life. Don't let them hang around. Let's get off to a lead and some comfort, a little bit of a comfort level, so that Minot can rule all their guys, wear them down, use everybody. You want to get guys involved. The last thing I want to do is having guys getting cold on the bench. Let's use everybody. And I think Minot just get out to a hot start. Come out of the gate early, set the tone, because you're really starting to, every week that goes by, it's just a shorter and shorter amount of games. So getting those good habits. Don't take anything for granted. You can't have bad habits come February. This is a few days left of the month. It's time to say, okay, boys, time to step it up. We really got to. These little things are so important. It seems like in the game, it's not any one big glaring problem or a one guy or hey, our offense is lacking, our defense is lacking. It's all those little things that add up. When you're heading into the West Region tournament, you've got to kind of really tune your game up, because little mistakes can be costly and they can be so important when it comes to that seeding. And we know all that. Just a one spot of a seed can really determine the factor of playing somebody that somebody has nothing to lose, like some of these teams that are in the middle of the pack or down in the bottom of the West Region. If they come in on a hot streak and with some little bit of confidence, they don't have anything to lose. So let's not give them any life. Their home games are winding down too. They want to have a good performance. There's a lot of people here. This is for Mandan. These are huge games. Minot's just got to put all that aside, do some little things right, and find the back of the net.
It's going to be a fun one tonight. More of the Planet Pizza pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk to John Grubb, co-head coach of the Magi. We talked to him before the matchup tonight. We'll hear the coach's thoughts, then we'll get ready for face-off tonight. Minot High's in Mandan to take on the Braves. Packed house on senior night for Mandan. 2-9 for the Braves, 9-2 for the Magi. Should be a fun one tonight here on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank and Trust, and Arbo Photography. Welcome back to the Planet Pizza pregame show. We're now joined by the Minot High co-head coach here at year number 7, Mr. John Grubb. Coach, thanks for some time here tonight.
Good to be here, Nick.
WDA matchup, and it's the Mandan Braves, a team that seems to always play Minot High tight. A matchup earlier this year that belonged to the Magi 5-2, but as we know, Mandan has a hot goaltender in Zane Clausen. Touch on this rivalry a little bit and the hot goaltending you expect to see here tonight.
They do. He's a very good goaltender. I've seen him these past couple of years. He's always solid when we play against him. And Coach Matson does a real nice job with his team, having a little bit of structure in their zone and playing well defensively, and they do a good job in front of him. And, you know, if they make it tough on us, he's a very good goaltender who can make the saves.
Minot High on the year has been good with distribution across the sheet, led right now by Riley Oprud, but you go down that list from 15 points, it's really stretched across the board. Touch on that this point in the year and what that means to have that distribution across the board.
It's huge as we move into regions here, but it's only important if everybody's going every night. So if you can get all 9 of those forwards playing hard and you have that balance, it's a great thing. But if there's a night where a line decides to take the night off or something, you know, then you miss kind of having those real big lines and big guys up front. So we're happy with it, and I think the kids are starting to figure it out, so it's a positive for us.
A split last week with the Bismarck schools has you guys in a situation right now where the West is still up for grabs, but maybe needing some help. How important is a game tonight against Mandan if you guys want to go back-to-back as West Region champs?
Yeah, we need to worry about our own selves here on out. You know, you can hope that somebody beats somebody, but you know, we need to take care of business each night and get some momentum going into the region tournament, and that's going to be the biggest benefit for us.
I've been impressed this year. It seems like Minot High hockey's been fairly disciplined for the most part. 40 penalties called against on the season. Just touch on specialty teams and the ability to stay out of the box here this year.
Yeah, you know, this group of kids, the core group of kids has always been very disciplined. You know, the years we've had them here, and just overtaking penalties really hasn't been an issue for this group at all. Maybe that's because we're not aggressive enough some nights. So, you know, you don't mind the hard penalties, but, you know, long as we can continue not to take those stick penalties, the trips and things like that, it's a huge thing for us.
This is a neat ice surface, a new facility, and a place that Minot High has had success in. What's a key tonight if you want to come out on top and win this West Region matchup?
We need to get on them right away. That's been one of our biggest struggles, I think, this year, is getting off to a good start. You don't want to stumble through a 0-0 game halfway through, and where they feel like they're fully in it and they have a good goaltender, and then you start pressing, and that's when it gets hard. That's kind of been our Achilles heel at times this year, so get off to a good start and really get it and really put the pressure on them.
Sure appreciate your time and best of luck here tonight.
Thanks.
That's John Grubb, go-ahead coach of the Magi. When we come back, Matt and I will dive further into the numbers of this one. It's the Magi and the Braves in a high school hockey matchup here on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust, Live first.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank and Trust, and Arbo Photography. North Dakota High School hockey tonight from Mandan, North Dakota. Starry and Ice Complex here at Mandan. Beautiful ice surface, beautiful arena. Home of Mandan Athletics and the University of Mary's hockey program as well. Tonight it's home to a WDA tilt and a big one for Minot High at 9-2. Mandan comes in at 2-9. Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli for the call here on the PSP Network here tonight. Both teams have taken the ice. It's time for our starting introductions inside the venue here tonight as we get ready and set for tonight's opening face-off. But first, the introductions and the anthems here at Starion Rink. Senior night tonight for the Mandan Braves, 12 of them that are saluted here tonight. Minot High, similarly enough, has 12 in their lineup. Both these teams come into this year with high hopes and high expectations. The Magicians, after a 13-1 ride last year, winning the West Region, taking third at the WDA tournament, heading to the state tournament. They ended up finishing 6th. They knocked Mandan out of contention to go to the state high school hockey tournament in the play-in game on Saturday afternoon. Tonight they rumble again here. A lot on the line for the Magi. They're trying to win a West Region crown. For Mandan, they're trying to pick up their only win of the year against somebody besides Hazebula on the year. Leif Manson, the head coach of Mandan, a former Minot High Magician in his own right. He was a captain of the Magi back in the early 2000s. He's the bench boss here in his 4th year with Mandan. Of course, John Grubb and Jason Bennett for Minot High in year number 7. They came in 2015 and won a state championship, the second all time. Mandan doesn't have a state crown to their name. They don't even have a West Region title to their name, but a team that over time has certainly continued to grow more and more. One more commercial break. When we come back, we'll face it off and catch the tail end of the national anthem tonight. Then it's time for a 51-minute war here in Mandan. North Dakota High School hockey can be found here on the PSP Network.
First International Bank and Trust Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank and Trust, and Arbo Photography. God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. Time for tonight's North Dakota High School hockey matchup. Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli for the call here on the PSP Network. Minot High is going to be in maroon tonight. They're going to travel from the right to the left. The Mandan Braves are in black and white. White uniforms, black helmets, pants, and gloves. Mandan's uniforms look mean. Minot High's got maroon helmets, pants, and gloves on. Andrew Goodmanson checked in before the game tonight, as he always does. He was just riddled when I talked to him earlier. He said, as Andrew Goodmanson would say, I just can't never realize or understand why the Zamboni was built without a sound system. Why wouldn't you put one in the Zamboni, Sim?
Gotta have a stereo system on that thing.
Yeah, you should. Thanks for checking in, Goody. 701 Realty for all your buying and selling needs. Visit Andrew Goodmanson and his crew at 701 Realty. There's a stereo system in here in the Starry and Ice Rink, and this place is pumping tonight. Big crowd on hand and a big matchup. Final thoughts as we close out the Planet Pizza pregame show.
Well, I think, like you said, if you're Minot, get off to a good start. Let's set the pace early. Don't look ahead. Don't matter who you're playing. You still got to go and play and do the little things right. Let's just start well.
Bone break on the back end with Bradley. They get the call tonight with Morelli up front. Luck and Swangstu, and we're underway from center ice as the Magi have possession, and Swangstu's going to be in, but offsides. On the other side, starting unit tonight for Mandan, they go with the line of Damian Jory. He's up front along with Blake Killen. And also starting tonight, Zane Fay. On the back end, they've got Carter Killen and also number 27, Coy Barron. Minot High was offsides just 13 seconds in, so we'll face it off back to the neutral ice zone. This place is sold out tonight here, Morelli, on the left side of us, to the Mandan section, if you will. Minot High section, there are fans here, but not quite like the Mandan side that is completely jammed over here to our left.
Great crowd tonight. Not sure why this faceoff is down in Minot's zone. He motioned hand pass. I don't get that.
Off the draw comes glove side of Trey Sortland. Bradley trying to move it back in behind the net. It's going to be picked up here by the Braves, and Zane Fay, who pushes it back up on the wall on the right side of your radio dial. Down to the corner it comes again, where Bradley pushes it back underneath the net, shuffled it around. Morelli was dumped behind the net. Trying to move it up over the line, taken from the blue line and fired in. That one off of Trey Sortland and down to the corner. Taken by the Magi. Tried to clear it with Swangstu. He was unable to do it. Now he's got it. Pushes it up off the near boards. It rolls all the way down the length of the ice. It's going to be touched, so icing is waved off. Mandan's back to retrieve with Carter Killen, turned over here, taken by the Magi, walking and firing, and Zach Deal put one on the net, and the stop was made for Zane Clausen.
Well, the Mandan goalie's big. He's like kind of like the Bismarck goalie, real tall, takes up a lot of the net. Minot's got to get him down low. I mean, the main thing is hit the net, but don't give him easy saves. Make him challenge him a little, get him down on the ice.
46 seconds in tonight, 0-0 on our First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Off the draw, the puck rolls into the circle, then into the blue paint. Clausen went down to Anita play it, and Zane Clausen hangs on again. Clausen's a kid that when you watch him in the blue paint, he gets around really well. He's, like Matt mentioned, a big, tall player back there. He's certainly athletic. He's a guy that looks like he knows his business in the blue paint, and that's for sure. 90% save percentage on the year. Those numbers will back that statement. Up through center, the Braves have it. Look out. Deal was hit hard back in the offensive zone. He's limping off, and Deal is going to go to the Minot High bench. That doesn't look good for Zach Deal. Puck's taken down by Hauser, the offensive zone. Down underneath the net it comes, and Clausen's going to put a glove on it. He'll hang on to it, and Deal is still limping towards the Minot High bench. Not good.
He couldn't even get over the board, so that we don't want to see that. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. I think he lost his balance, went kind of on his knees into the boards. And let's hope that he's back out there in a few minutes. But oh gosh, you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
This time of the year, the most unfortunate time heading right into tournament time when you should be hitting your stride. You definitely don't want to have a key guy like Deal go down. Deal 7 points on the year for the junior. Puck's taken here by the Magi. Fired up. That one sent from field. It went up and kind of fluttered over the head of Clausen from behind the net. Sit down in front there. And Kelton Esslinger put it out in front of the blue paint. And Clausen went down and made the stop as Minot High controlling pressure early on with 15:09 left in the first, 0-0.
Well, I think if you're Minot, nothing fancy tonight. Just get pucks on net. Big goalie. You need rebounds. Crash the net. There's going to be some greasy ones. They all count, and that's the main thing.
Back in behind the Mandan net. Puck is going to be taken here by the Braves. They push it around to the far side. It's taken by Coy Barrett at the half wall. He pushes out to center now. Up the wall it comes as Blake Killen takes it into Minot High territory. Back it comes for bone break. He's ridden off on the play. And down to the corner, the Braves have it on in front of Sortland. Puck's taken down by Esslinger on the right wing. He flips it up off the glass. Rolls out through neutral ice. And it comes back into the possession of Swings to. He walks in and fires. Oh, loose behind Clausen. Yannick Goldmouth. It came through the goaltender who was down. It laid in the blue paint. You heard the fans come alive. Minot High almost made it 1-0 in the rabbit foot early on tonight to the possession of the Mandan goaltender.
Well, that was a bad turnover by Mandan. Those are the ones you have to kind of capitalize on. Make them pay for those.
Out to center ice it comes for the Braves. They carry it ahead forward. Halstengard's going to walk in, hauled down by Opperud. And the first power play of the night will belong to the Braves as Halstengard walked in on Opperud, and Opperud took him down to the ice. You like the call?
Well, not really, but if you're Opperud, maybe you just, I don't think, he's quick enough where he's not going to beat Opperud, I don't think, but maybe you just, sometimes you just got to, you have to ease out. You have to know that fine line of whether you lay a stick on him or hold it. It's tough when, I don't think he had a beat by any means, but he just got his arm wrapped around him. And I guess for Mandan to take that break, but Minot's just got to kill this off.
Clark Dignan's in charge tonight. He's got the armbands on. Power plays out for Mandan. Their first of the night. 13:56 left in the first. Scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Back in behind the net, the Braves working on the power play up to the point. At the line it comes to Barrett. He cycles it back in. Taken by the Magicians, and that time it was Bradley that put it off the wall all the way down 200 feet. Clausen's out of the net to play it. Look out, he's being hounded by Hauser, and Hauser forced the puck to the corner, forcing Mandan to panic just a little bit with it. Now they try to move it out. Minot High's going to hold it in, thanks to Hauser again. And down the far wall, Thogfett took it away there, all the way back into the possession of Tyson. Tice dumps it in. Clausen out of the net, put it high off the glass on the near wing. And it comes back into the possession of the Braves in their own territory as Minot High's kill is causing all sorts of trouble here for Mandan. Meanwhile, out to center, this is Blake Killen that walks in with it. Met by Bonebrank, flipped up the glass again. And Minot High's penalty kill doing a fantastic job down to 50 seconds of the man advantage here for Mandan with 12:56 left. Clausen went down into the poke check. He had to push that one away from Luck, who freed the puck in the corner. And Minot High's pressure early on tonight certainly has been one to be proud of. Taken by the Braves. They're into the offensive zone, hitting the brakes inside the blue line. That's Fay, met by Morelli. Tied up at the circle. Now it's going to be shuffled off by Morelli. He sends it all the way down. Down to half a minute of power play time for Mandan.
Well, I think Minot is surprising with their speed. Their quickness is this penalty kill is really taken Mandan out of their game here.
Dumped in behind Sortland. He's out of the net to play it. Sortland wraps that one around the glass about 5 feet up, and it goes all the way the length of the ice. And the first power play of the night belonged to Mandan, but Minot High definitely had the advantage, even a man short. Here's a drive in on goal from the top of the circle from Esslinger, and Clausen hung on to it.
Well, that's a good kill for Minot. Good boost for them, and I don't know if Mandan had a shot on goal. If they did, it wasn't a quality shot. So Minot's got to build on that, but also stay out of the box. Let's not be making a habit of killing penalties all night.
Knutson in on the draw, fighting for it in the offensive zone up the far wing on the left side. Braves push forward all the way in with Olin Halstengard. Met down in the corner by Riley Oprud. Puck's going to be freed down on the near side. Comes around to Tyler Yancer. And Yancer goes back up to the point where it's shuffled in from Coy Barrett. At the half wall to underneath the net. Sent down in front. Nobody home for the Braves. And the puck goes all the way down the length of the ice. Clausen was out of the net to play, and he left it back in behind for Carter Killen. 4 points out of the year for Killen, left it back and behind, but Esslinger hard on the forecheck, freed it on the far side wall. Down low it comes now for Thongfed. It's going to be freed back in behind the net. Killen again here on the near side. He's going to be pounded there by Knutson on the near wing. We're down to 11:20 to play in the opening period. 0-0 on the first International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Puck's fired in behind Clausen. Minot High is going to go for a wholesale change. Oprud out on the back end. It's the Thongfed line up front. Spun by Hauser, down to the corner for Isaiah Thongfed. He goes to work. Back up top to Oprud. He has to move it up out to center where it goes to bone break. He avoids a check with a spin. Sent it away to the near side. It's going to be taken and moved forward by the Magi's Brock Jones, who gained the zone, but now the Braves bring it right back out. Out to center across neutral ice over on the far side. Dumping and chasing Parker Anderson. Back on the retrieve is Bradley. He sent it up to the top of the circle. Bradley's got it back, and Bradley's got real estate. He bumped it over to bone break. Couple twin towers back there for Minot High on the back end. They launch it all the way down. Tipped on the play. Icing is waved off. We're down to 10.5 to play in the first. Minot High short shifts again, and the Braves bring it back up over center, but Oprud takes possession and fires it right back into the corner. On the attack, that's Morelli. Freed it down low. Far side, over to Luck. On the glove side of Clausen, puck is set up top of the circle. Comes all the way back up to the far point. Oprud pinched in, it was freed. And now at center, Halseth moved it over here to Riley Oprud. Oprud's got the lane to start the rush in. Puck was taken there, moved up by Johnner. Johnner's going to fire this one down. Our first icing of the night brought to you by Qdoba. 2 locations north and south Broadway of the Magic City. Qdoba proud to bring you the game. 0-0 with under 10 to play in the first.
Well, if you're Minot, you got to play just inside the blue line. That's not the place to be fancy. Put it in the corner or put it on net. But you're turning it over inside the blue line. That's an easy play for Mandan. Even though they're just throwing it down the ice, don't give them any chances. Let these guys be offensive, but be smart also and not turn the puck over there. That's the bad spot to turn it over.
Luck moved it back to the point, went up to Bone Break, and Bone Break sent it in. Now it comes back down low, up to the point again. Elseth holds at the line, throws it towards the net, taken by Swanks to the slot turn. It comes over to Locke. He couldn't pull the trigger. He tried to fire it back out front. Came back away to Morelli. He's over in the far corner, taken by the Braves. They push to center, taken by Oprud. He goes cross ice, make that Elseth, and he dumps it back in. Short shifts again for the Magi. It frees some real estate here for the Braves, and they try to bring it up to center again. They do, but they're pinned in right now in between the red and blue line. Taken there at center by Knutson. He dumps it back in behind Zane Clausen. Clausen came out of the net to play, and puck is freed now by the Braves. They push up the near wing. Out to center again, left to right tonight on the radio dial for Mandan. They're in over the Minot High stripe, but Tice took it, and Tice is pinned up on the far side wall there by Zane Fay. Back in behind the net, comes away down to Riley Oprud. Oprud got it over to Al Seth. He moved it forward. This is going to be a 3-on-1 for the Magi into the zone with Esslinger. Esslinger came back. Oh, what a play that was. Blake Killen, the senior D-man, came flying in. He dove down on the belly. He freed the puck, interrupted a 3-on-1. Puck comes back in on goal on Clausen. He covers it. 8:31 left in a scoreless first.
Well, that's a tough break for Esslinger. You just have to be maybe just make your play a little quicker. Either you got to get the pass over, or just worst case, just put a shot on net. You got guys crashing to the net, but you have to probably make a decision a little, maybe another second faster.
In on the draw, the Braves control, but it's taken up to the point. Here's a shot on goal, and Clausen made the stick save. Bone break shot was put up into the protective mesh. Big thanks again to our friends at Planet Pizza delivering tonight's pregame show. They will deliver to you tonight as well, 701-852-1700. They truly are out of this world. 20 years in the Magic City, proudly serving Minot and the surrounding areas. Delayed call coming on the Braves. Off goes Sortland, wrap around from the side of the net. That was Hauser that put one on the goal. And a holding call will be called on the Braves. And now Minot High's got their first power play of the night.
Well, it's time to take advantage of these opportunities. I was going to say, Zach Deal's still on the bench being attended to. Let's hope he gets back out there. Minot can't afford to be losing any players, especially in this game, not to mention moving forward these next few weeks. They need everybody, and it's going to take everybody. So let's them take advantage of this power play right here.
8:13 remains in the opening period. Neither team on the board. Coy Barris in the box. Here's a high riser that was put up there off of Casey Field. That one 2 feet over the blocker side, and it comes all the way back into Minot High territory off the carom, off the glass. Puck on the near side wing. Defensive zone for the Magi. Half boards. Puck's going to be freed, but out to center with possession. It comes to Olin Halstengard. He moves it back, and now it's going to be sent right up off the wall again, off to Jaden Luck, and Luck's going to take it back in behind the Minot High net. Starts the motor now over the top of the circle out to the blue, the red. Look out, fired that one off the glass and down to the corner behind Clausen. I said look out, looked like it was going right into the Mandan bench. It didn't. Held it at the line there by Opera. Back up it comes to Luck, far circle. Now Swangster's got a lane, turns it, fires Clausen down into the butterfly, and he'll hang on to it with the glove.
Well, you want shots, but if you're going to take shots from over there, maybe be a little quicker at him. You're giving the goalie too much time to set up. And the main thing, you want to get him. You want to get that. You want to tee it up from the point. Get that out get it out in the middle there and let it rip and get the guys in front for rebounds and greasy goals.
Puck work back up to Tice, a minute on the power play. Tice strolls across the blue, sends it in wide of the cage on the blocker side. Comes back away now here to Ben Bonebreak, and Bonebreak fires it back ahead forward up to the point. It came from Tice with the help of Hauser. Tice will send it down to the corner. Working down low is Isaiah Thogfett from underneath the goal line. Back up top, far side to Tice. Now Thogfett, he'll walk in, he'll fire again, and into the glove it goes, and Clausen's got another one. Under 7 to play in the first, still scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Minot High has 37 seconds remaining of power play time. In on the draw again, glove side, comes back up. Tice handles here, moved it to Thogfett, back to Tice. Sent it over again. Now Bonebreak. Taken here by the Braves. They launch it all the way down. And Zane Fay on the clear. Moves it back in behind Trey Sortland. Back in behind the net. Tice will set it up. We're down to 18 seconds of power play time. 6:30 remaining in the opening period. To center we go to Hauser. Moved it ahead into the possession of Thogfett. He'll carry it down. Side of the cage it comes. Here's a shot blocker side. And Clausen had no trouble with that one. You can hear Trey Sortland banging the stick over to our right. Here's Bonebreak and drive from the line. That one turned aside, wrap around right in on Clausen. He's going to hang on to it as the Braves kill the first one off, but Minot High putting some good pressure on.
Well, they had a couple shots, but you're taking those shots from the side, those are really low percentage shots. You're probably not going to convert on those. They've got to get the shots from point blank, the slot, or out by the point. That's your best bet. That's an easy save for a goalie to the side. He's letting those in, they got problems.
Big hit up at the blue line. Look out, Bradley was rocked, but it frees the puck down low. Here to Field, back to the line. Taken here by Oprud, he fired in. Bradley back in after the puck. He was railed there by Drew Condon. Here's a drive that came in and a pad save there from Clausen. Up to the near wing it comes, and it's taken here by Oprud back to Casey Field, and Field's going to skate right back in with it. He's got the motor turn. It turns it, fires, pad save, Clausen. Puck comes all the way back out to center. And on the retrieve is Brock Jones back in his territory. Jones, a big kid, moved it back over to the near side, off to Operud. Fired it ahead forward. Fields into the zone with it, dropped it off to Esslinger. Here's Esslinger down to the corner. He's got the hockey hair coming out of the back of the helmet for the Magi. The sophomore had an errant pass, and it comes right back up to center where the Braves and Tyler Yantzer take it down. Sortland was out of the net to play it. Freed now over to make that Swagstu correct up to center. Fired it off ahead, came away down to Helbling, and it comes back away on the near side where dump and chase from the Braves brings in Damian Jory. Down underneath the goal line. Freed here by the Magi in their own defensive zone. Out to center for Jaden Luck, and Luck will start the rush back over center, moving it ahead. Off to Swagstu. He's got Oprud joining the rush, and now it's going to be tied up in the near side corner. Braves take it. They launch it all the way down again. Will we have an icing here on Mandan? We will. 0-0. 4:40 left in the first. Your thoughts on the tempo from Minot High and Mandan early on tonight?
Well, not too bad. It's just a few errant passes. Like you said, you're coming in the zone. You got the puck possession. Don't throw it away if you don't have to. Keep it or keep going with it or go, get some, wheel it around the net, look for a defenseman, but you don't want to just throw it on the slot for no reason at all. That's kind of, like I said, don't give up control of the puck unless it's dire need.
Killen's going to skate it down into the offensive zone. Out in front of Sortland. Look out. That bouncer came out in front of Trey Sortland. And it's going to be taken down by the Braves with possession. Morelli back on the back check behind his own net. Freed it over to Halseth. He moved it up to the point. Braves fire on. Tipped in front. Look out. Sortland made a stop. And now a quick whistle there. And with 4:10 left in the first, the Mandan fans come alive as they get their second or third shot on goal here tonight.
Well, Sortland hasn't had a lot of saves up till this point, but let's not give up a cheap one now. Get back to the smart play in your own end. Let's not give them those point shots. Everybody better pick up a guy and get their sticks up because you don't want to give up a deflection now. Mine's been taking it to them for the most part.
Taken here by the Magi in their own territory. Bradley tried to clear it. He couldn't. Taken down by Hauser up on the near side wing. Shuffled up through center off to Brock Jones. Puck batted out of the air there by Bradley, and he carries it all the way down into the offensive zone. Bradley's back in behind the net, offensive side of the ice. Ties it up down deep. Far side half wall it comes, underneath the net for Bradley. Moves it back up to the point. Now Hauser off to Bradley again. He's going to whistle one in. Tipped in front there. Went wide on the near side. Fired a shot across. Did bone break. It's going to be freed back up to Hauser. His shot was knocked down. Hauser still scrubbing for it. He's got it back. High shot. Stop there. Side of the net. Wrap around. Nobody home. And St. Clausen's been busy early. And so is Hauser that last shift with two excellent opportunities.
Well, if you're in doubt, shoot from anywhere. It's just you just better put it on net. We've had a few chances where Maya's been taking some shots from the side. And you're missing the net. It goes off the glass and comes out of your zone. If you're going to take a shot from a low angle or from way down the corner, you better make sure it's on net.
Puck's taken here down in the corner. Esslinger going to work on it. So are the Braves down low. That's the answer down in the corner. That's scrubbing forward, a 2-for-2 scrub. Everybody partnered up with 3:05 left here in the first. Down it comes, and it's held at the line by the Magi. They fire it back in far corner. Underneath the net, it's going to be taken here and wrapped around by Dalton Fleck. It's out of the cage from Casey Field. He went down to his knees. He was roughed up on the play. On the near side by Fleck again. Out with it somehow comes Field from the side of the net. Walks out in front. Dawson Knudsen on the near side had the opportunity taken by the Braves. And they launch it all the way down. This will be an icing brought to you by our friends at Magic City Inspections, the locally owned company committed to providing exceptional inspection services to ensure you're ready to take the next step in home ownership. Find them online, MinotInspections.com.
Good shift by Minot there. Good pressure. I think they said you want to wear those defensemen down. Keep the pressure on. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't change anything you're doing. They're going to come eventually here.
Puck's taken by the Braves out of their own end. It's held at the line and fired in. Look out. Tice was hammered to the far side there by Coy Barrett. That brought the Mandan bench to life. Puck's taken now here as Borelli puts the hit on Barrett. That's freed up at center. And the Braves carry it back in. This time it's Blake Killen that walked it ahead. He's been at the Minot High stripe. Big hit there by Morelli. He fires one back. And the Magi and Swangstu bring it on in. Swangstu top of the circle. Now center slot. Sends it towards the net. Went wide. Morelli's got it again. He hit the referee over the far corner. And it comes back underneath the goal line where it comes out in front. Swangstu backhand drive. Oh, yawning goal mouth. He hit the goal pipe. Wide open net. Done an excellent play there from Swangstu. And he hit the pipe square. And it remains scoreless with $1:45 left here in the opening period. Up it comes now from Luck, up to center from Swagstu. Dropped to head forward, back the other way. Dalton Fleck's going to bring it in. Fleck's going to carry down, glove side of Trey Sortlet, sent it out front. Hauser's got it again here, and Hauser worked it back away, comes away to Brock Jones, and Jones tried to move it out to center. He couldn't. It's going to be taken right back and dumped in by the Braves, where Bonebreak picks it up. And Bonebreak skates out to center. Now he's going to curl back at his own line, frees some space, and now Jones will carry in with it. Jones trying to work it down to the corner. Couldn't move it ahead. Comes away down to Hauser at the blue line. Here comes the 1 minute call at 4 seconds. Delayed offsides on the BHKY. It's going to be picked up here and worked ahead forward by Dalton Fleck to center. They missed the 1 minute call, but there is 55 seconds left here in the opening period. Nobody on the board of the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. We will tell you that there's no shots being taken on the board digitally in the arena, but Minot High has taken the action here to Mandan early on tonight. Top of the circle to your side. Puck's going to come back up now to Blank Killen out to center. He's met there by Bradley in a quick hurry, and Kelton Esslinger's got it back with a half a minute to play back behind his own net. Shuffled up the glass, trying to clear it out. He was unable to do so. Puck's tied up inside the blue line. Offensive zone for Mandan. Still tied up there. It's going to come away down to Esslinger. He's still scrubbing for it. Puck is going to be freed here by Bradley, and now we need to count him down. All right, kids, you ready? We're at 10 seconds right now as Bradley skates it coast to coast. He's hit over the blue line. Bradley down to the side of the net, took it underneath the goal line. Looking for the outlet. Threw it out front, off the field, and the horn will sound. And Mandan should be happy with this. Scoreless at the end of one here tonight at Starry and Rink, and Mandan 0-0 at the end of one. Matt and I will come back with our Premier Chiropractic intermission report. We'll break down the play in the first. We'll have all the stats. We'll get you geared up as well. We'll talk to Jordan Willard, the assistant coach. Maybe we'll see if we can get former Minot High goaltender Freddie Anderson on as well. Let's talk a little BHKY hockey. 0-0 at the end of one on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. This is North Dakota High School Hockey on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank and Trust, and Arbo Photography. One period in the books tonight from Mandan, and we're right where we started, 0-0 at the end of one period played here tonight. Nick Colbert joined by Matt Morelli here for the call. Matt, your thoughts on period number one here tonight? Overall takeaway, Minot High heavily out shooting Mandan in that opening frame here tonight.
Well, Minot's definitely got more pressure that first period. They got to keep rolling like that. That's what you want to do. You know, the goals will come, but don't get frustrated. Just keep at your game. Stay out of the box. Minot's had definitely quality, some better chances than Mandan, and for the bulk of the period was in Mandan's zone. But Mandan's feeling that pressure, and they're just kind of chipping off the wall and out and taking the icings, and they're going to live with that. Where Minot's just got to keep wearing them down, and the goals will come. You just said, stick with your game plan. Don't get frustrated, and don't look ahead.
It was definitely a hard-fought period in period number one. Both teams got a power play. Neither team scored shots in the period. Minot High outlasted Mandan in that category, 14-4 the first. It is our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic focused on the health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Dr. Kirk Mason combined several techniques to decrease pain and improve function, while Dr. Becky Perry-Dobries focuses on treating pediatrics and prenatal. Visit PremierChiropracticND.com. We've got the privilege tonight to be joined by former Minot High great and one of the best to ever play goal for Minot High. It's Mr. Fred Anderson that joins us here tonight. First of all, honored to meet you. I've seen your name in the record books and heard the legend tales from your time playing goal for Minot High. First of all, how are things going, Fred?
Well, things are going real well. I just had to come out and say hello to my good buddy Matt here. You know, I was sitting at home on the couch wondering if I was going to come and watch a game, and Matty sent me a text. I'm like, oh, I got to get over there and say hello. So I appreciate him reaching out to me. Yeah.
What do you do these days, Fred? Now that obviously your playing days for Minot High all the way back to 1985 are in the rearview mirror, what is life like now?
Well, life is here in Mandan, actually, and we have one of my kids is in the program here playing Pee Wee hockey, and we still got some old man's hockey going on tonight. I was letting Maddie know that we're playing tonight after the Minot High game, so that'll be quite a show to see that, that's for sure.
Take us in the time machine back to your playing days at 84, 85. You're still in the record books. Number 4 all-time for save percentage. That number has stuck around, Fred, at a 92% save percentage, kind of an unheard of number back in that time in high-scoring hockey back in those days. And you're also number 4 all-time in the wins column with 27 combined wins in your time at Minot High. What was hockey in your mind like back in those days for Minot High School?
Well, I tell you what, it was a lot like I would kind of liken it to what Mandan's going through with their program here. You know, they're a growing program. They're playing tougher competition. They're facing some of those Eastern teams, you know, lots of shots. And, you know, we really grew up focused on trying to bring a team that could beat the East. You know, so when we were Pee-wees and squirts and we were watching the high school teams play, we were thinking, hey, we want to be out there. We want to be the guys out there that are going to take it to the next level. So that's what we were thinking about back then.
Take us back to the state tournament back in 1985, and a big one that put Minot High on the map. What do you remember most about the state tournament and the matchup with Red River at that time?
Well, it's quite a game. You know, you don't forget about that. I think about it probably once a week, and my son doesn't let me forget it either, thanks to our good buddy Larry McFall, who was able to preserve those memories onto DVD. We're able to watch those quite frequently, and my son loves to watch them, and of course I like to go back and watch those as well. But certainly, you know, just a big win against Red River. I mean, that was really, you know, the triumph for us, I think. You know, being outshot and just coming back, and Matt putting the crisp saucer pass right on the Bliss Littler's stick for the overtime win. It's a classic memory. It's one I even shared with my squirt team about the textbook saucer pass, was to say, this is how it goes. You look over, there's your man, you give him the puck, and he puts it home. So, yeah, very, very good memories from that time.
I have to ask you, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Freddie Anderson, a goaltender for Minot High back at 1985 and one of the greats to ever play for Minot High. Our color commentator here for high school hockey, Mr. Matt Morelli. What was Matt like as a teammate and as a player when you played? I mean, what do you remember about guys like Morelli and Bliss Littler, some of those big-name guys from Minot High at that time?
Well, I tell you what, I think the work ethic back then was ridiculously high, and part of that was because of having, people like Dean Blaze and Gary Warren in our program when we were young. And they really showed us that, if you want to be good, you got to be working hard every day. Every time you step on the ice, you got to leave it all out there. So one of my fondest memories of Matt, of course, is a week before the state tournament. And there was a little discussion with Coach Olson on the side of the boards. And I think Coach got pretty mad, and he said, all right, everybody onto the red line. We're going to skate. And I think after that, Matty and I were going to go to it in the locker room. But that was about a week or a few days just before state tournament. So I was pretty hot.
brought everybody together. Obviously, it seemed to work out.
Yeah, it sure did. Yeah.
At that time, did you have any understanding of how good you really were as a goaltender in the Minot High program, or what kind of legacy you were going to leave at that time? I mean, obviously you had to have had some confidence playing with numbers like that and wins like that, but did you know how good you were back then?
Well, I think you hope that you're as good as you think you are, but I was just glad to have a good career at Minot High and get to play as much as I did, and to see my teammates go on and have excellent careers in hockey themselves. That was a nice thing for me to see as well. So
I always love to ask this question. What advice do you have for young hockey players out there coming through the program, from one of the greats to play goal for Minot High? What advice would you have across the board for young athletes?
Well, I think you got to use all your ice time that you have, and even your off ice time. I mean, you can, Matty can go back and remember times when we would go to the Minot High steps and run those steps, 10 or 15 times to get in shape and before the season started. So you just got to use your time and have a goal, have a goal set for the year. This is what I want to do. And every day you step on the ice, you got to apply yourself and leave it all out there. As they say, just leave it all out on the ice. Don't hold anything back.
Final thing for you. You touch on men's league tonight here in Mandan. Are you strapping on the pads? Are you skating out? Or what is that role for you now later on in life? Are you still playing goal?
Yeah, I am still playing goalie. And like I said, it's not quite the show that it used to be, but I certainly think it is from my perspective. But yeah, I put the pads on. So we'll have the pads on after this game. And hopefully we get out of here without too many goals in the back of the net. So
absolute pleasure to meet you, Mr. Anderson. Again, I've seen that name on the all-time greats list for a long time, and thanks for sharing those stories with us here tonight.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Freddie Anderson, former goaltender for the Minot High Magicians and one of the best to ever don a Magi sweater inside the blue paint. Again, number 4 all-time with a 92% save percentage and 27 wins all-time for Minot High. Fantastic to touch base with Freddie Anderson here tonight. At the end of one period played, 0-0 Minot High and Mandan. This is the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. When we come back, we'll face off the second. It's North Dakota High School Hockey here on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank. Big thanks to all those sponsors that bring you Minot High Magicians Hockey. We're back to our second period of play. They all of a sudden had 2 minutes on the board. They erased it on us, and we're playing here in Mandan. Minot High from the left to the right for the middle period, right to the left for Mandan. In the middle frame, 20 seconds in, the puck's dumped down and behind Clausen. He's under the net to play, and he swept it over to the far side wing. It's going to be picked up here by the Braves, and they push out to center with it. Up over center for Zane Fay. He'll dump it down in behind Sortland on the blocker side. On the retrieve now is Bonebreak. Bonebreak trying to shuffle it up on the wall. Comes away down to Morelli. He moved it back to Luck, and Lux will start the rush up to center. Lead pass off to Swagstu. He's in all by himself. Here's a breakaway. Here's a move, a drive. Oh, side of the cage. Left that one towards the yawning goal mouth. Had the opportunity on the yawning mouth of the goal frame on the left side. Just couldn't tuck it home. Puck comes back underneath the net. Taken here by the Braves. They work it away from Drew Condon. All the way back up, and the roller comes back into Minot High defensive territory as Bradley's on the retrieve. He's got it back in behind the net. Minute 15 into the second period here tonight. Still scoreless on the PSP Network if you're just joining us. Puck's taken back in behind by Bradley of his own net on the blocker side of Sortland. It's going to be pushed up into the seats. Look out, Souvenir finds a fan. And a stop of the play, 15:32 left in the second. And it's still scoreless on the PSP Network. How about Freddie Anderson?
Always good to catch up with Freddie. He's a classic. I mean, back in those days, Freddie he single-handedly won us games, and he knew he was that good. He had an edge about him, and the way he was just cocky and abrasive, but he didn't care, and I think that's what made him so good. He had something about him that Minot really needed.
I didn't ask him. I was embarrassed to. I should have. Did he go on to play any college hockey after that?
No, he didn't. He was recruited by North Dakota, and in his academics weren't probably the highest. He didn't really apply himself, but it didn't mean he wasn't smart, because he was. He just, at that time in his career, school wasn't a priority. He was more of just, all I want to do is play hockey. But he joined the military, and that was probably the best thing that ever happened to him.
Thank you for his service, absolutely. Freddie Anderson, great to see him here tonight. 14:45 left in the second. He played for the Magi back in 1985. He's still in the record books. Number 4 save percentage and in wins all time for the Maroon and Gold. Up to center, it's taken here by Blake Killen. He's going to move it in past Sortland behind the net. Off to Bonebreak, and Bonebreak moves it away to the far side. Knudsen trying to clear. Now the Magi have a 3-on-1 into the zone. They come. Bonebreak's in with it. Dropped it back to Esslinger. Oh, he lost a handle on the puck. Puck comes back away down to Casey Field. Field's got it on the near side. Back to Knudsen down low. Shots were 14-4 in the first period. That's what the official credit was inside the arena. I believe maybe there was a few more than 14. Clausen was busy in that opening period of play, and Minot High fired some good ones at him. They've got a chance here. Esslinger from the line sends it in, and into the glove it goes, and Clausen will hang on tight to it.
Getting back to a shift to go or two, if you're Ben Svanksview, you got to be thinking, okay, I've had 2 solid chances. Probably should have 2 goals. Probably should be 2-0, maybe more. But he's had 2 open nets. He had him beat solid on that last breakaway. I'm not really sure what happened, but he's probably thinking, do I grab another stick out of the rack on the bench, or should I just hopefully he doesn't get too frustrated.
Puck's taken here by Swanks again, and this time it rolls all the way down into Minot High territory. I would have to agree that the reaction after the last one, and 2, we're not talking, I know it's just a radio call here tonight, we're not talking like, it had a chance and just didn't go. We're talking, he had Clausen completely beat. Yanni Goldmouth in big time. Beach ball could have got through there and then some. Clausen's played well tonight, though. Credit him. Here comes Jaden Luck up to center. Luck comes back into the possession now here for Riley Oprud. And Oprud moves it up the near side wing. Sent back in behind Trey Sortland, and on the retrieve, it's going to be taken away back in behind the net as Minot High turned the puck over. That's Freeman back playing defense tonight for the Magi. Freeman's on the wall. He's got his man pinned up. Comes down underneath the goal line again. Olin Halstengaard's going to free it. He'll move it back up to the line where it comes to Barrett. Throws it across, and Jaden Luck dove in the way of that one. Frees it, and another 3-on-1 for the Magi. Luck is in with it, throws it across. This time, Oprud fanned on it. Comes back away down to Morelli on the far side wall. Morelli scrubbing forward here. It's going to come into the possession again of the Braves. They're going to take it and throw it down in behind Trey Sortland. Went back over to Swankstu. High up off the glass, out to center. And now Minot High's back into the zone again with Hauser. I don't think this is the game that Leif Manson wants to be in with Minot High in a run and gun game. Hauser's back in with it, hit the crossbar. He went upstairs. He beat Clausen, and he heard the goal pipe go clank. Puck comes back to center now. Jackson Bradley's got it again. Touches up on sides, and he's in. He fires off the waffle board. Comes back down to Isaiah Thongfed. He fed on the shot, and it's taken and launched all the way down. And an icing brought to you by the UPS store. 2 locations in the Magic City. One location in the Magic City. Thinking about Qdoba with 2 locations. They bring you icings as well, but UPS located in the Marketplace Plaza.
Well, like you're saying, getting back to the style these guys want, if you're Minot, we need some goals here, but Mandan, they're just kind of hanging around. They're not doing anything fancy. They get under pressure, they just kind of throw it out of the zone. So they'll take 0-0 almost halfway through the game anytime, but Minot's got to break the ice here soon.
Minot High running 4 full lines here tonight to the 4th one out right now. It's held in at the line there by Isaiah Thongfed. He worked it down, sent down in front there by Hall. It's going to be taken here by the Braves, and Coy Barrett brings it up to center. He's got 6 points on the year. He walks in. He ran into Bradley and sent Bradley for a ride. The Mandan fans like that. Puck comes back away into the possession of the Magicians. They start the rush to center. This is a 4-on-2 back into the zone. Thongfed fires it on, loose in front. Bouncer, big hit out in front of the net. And look out, Hauser was absolutely destroyed in front of the net. That was a blatant interference, and Parker Anderson's going to the sin bin on the 2-minute interference call. That was a big one.
Well, if you're Minot, you got to keep getting pucks on net. I mean, they're going to come eventually, but Minot's got to start. They got to start cashing in on some of these chances. We're having chances. We're putting them on net, but we've had a couple times too where we've had outnumbered chances and we're not connecting on the pass. Those have got to tune those up here come this time of the year.
Oprud from the line sends it in. Clausen made the stop. It's taken shorthanded and up the near side wing. The Braves take it, and they're going to move it ahead forward there with Zane Fay. Puck comes back into the possession of Riley Oprud. He's back in his own territory. Fay causing trouble with him. Oprud lost his stick on the play, and the Braves shorthanded with Fay all alone in front. Fires one on. Stop is made, and hanging on to it, Trey Sortland. Primetime opportunity for the Braves. 10:33 left. Scoreless game, but Mandan almost shorthanded, made it 1-0.
Well, you're Minot. You're on the power play. That's not the time to get soft and be lazy with the puck back there. You have them outnumbered, so move the puck around. Don't let one guy beat 2 or 3 guys.
Blocker side of Trey Sortland in on the draw. Oprud's got it on the near side. He moved it off to Borelli, and Borelli's got it back here for the Magi behind his own net. He left it off now to Riley Oprud. 1:18 of power play time. Here comes Morelli. He turns the Jets on. Into the zone. He hit the brakes, top of the circle. Tried to shuffle it across. Off to Swangstu. Out of the zone it came as it was touched up there by the Braves' Drew Condon. Now back into the offensive zone. Taken here by Casey Field near side. Takes it down below the net from the glove side up to the blocker side point. Handled down by Oprud. Sent it in. Loose in front. Oprud holds it in again. Thought about a shot. Brought it over to Swangstu. Swangstu had his pocket, picked it out. Here comes Carter Killen out to center, and he's going to be ridden off there by Oprud. Now Killen's going to fire it towards the net, but wide. Puck's picked up here by Esslinger. He's out to center with it. Esslinger trying to move ahead. Too many men on the ice on Mandan. There won't be a call on the play, and it's going to be freed now again by Swangstu. Out to center, into the zone they come. Swangstu walks it ahead. In front of the net, dropped it off. Here's Thongfett, fires up high, up into the protective mesh. And with 9:25 left, scoreless game in the second, and 20 seconds remains a power play time for the Magi.
Minot's got to kind of get with it a little bit together on this power play. One guy isn't going to beat 3 or 4 guys. It's not. You're on the power play. The object is to move the puck around, get that shot, get a good opportunity. Thinking you can go end to end on a power play isn't. That's not what the coaches want to see. And it looks like that Minot's struggling with that. You got to get them spread out and move the puck.
Puck was sent the length of the ice. That's going to do it for the Minot High power play. They're second of the game. They had an 0-for-1 mark in the first. They're going to go 0-for-1 here in the second, 0-for-2 total. And the Braves will take it and launch this one all the way down. Well, there's no doubt about it that Minot High has taken the play to Mandan here tonight. But Minot High has not buried their chances, and the goaltending has been good for Mandan. Mandan has led in the hitting category tonight as well. And that's the one thing we've seen from the Magicians all the year is the puck is freed back out to center. Scrumford just inside the blue line. Tice has real estate. When Minot High plays physical and they get the momentum rolling that way, they are tough to beat. Back in, here's a drive on Sortland, went down into the butterfly. He made the save and he hung on to it.
It's like you said, Minot's got to get back to that physical play. The physical play will lead to offensive chances. But when one guy's trying to go up ice and do it all himself, that's not how it's drawn up. You got to get back to a team game, playing physical, moving the puck around. We're out shooting them quite a bit, but don't have one start getting frustrated and have one guy try to do all the work. That's not going to, that's not success right there.
On the year, the Mandan Braves have lost to Century 5-2 and 3-1. They lost to Bismarck High 2-1 and 5-2. They lost to Minot High by a score of 5-2. Those higher scores were at the start of the year. Mandan has turned it on as of late. They just have not been able to find a way to beat some of the top-tier teams in the West. And again, the only wins on the year that they have are against Hayes and Beulah on the season. Trying to change that here tonight against the #1 Minot High Magicians. Out to center into the offensive zone, 2-on-1. Here's a high riser set wide. Tyler Yancer tried to send that one on the glove side, and he sailed it over the glove of Trey Sortland. Back at center it comes. Kelton Esslinger's into the zone. Hits the brakes, fired it across. Comes to Swangstu. He's going to skate down with it. Sent it to the side of the net. Nobody home there for Hall. We haven't seen Deal back in the lineup yet. I don't know that he's on the bench even for Minot High. Underneath the goal line. Walking out. Swangstu. Oh, boy. He was nailed. That's a high hit with the shoulder all the way back to the point. Now a drive came up from Bradley wide. Sortland's off. Extra attacker is out for the Magi. Bradley again. Sent it in over to Hall. Hall fired in. Fawcett hangs onto it.
That could be a questionable 5. He had his head down and the puck wasn't even near him. Came through with an elbow. I mean, that's an easy 2, but that could be a lot more.
Well, it's going to be a 2-minute call. And Clark Dignan rings him up for the 2-minute elbow call. I agree with you, Matt. I think that probably if Swangstu lays on the ice for another 2 or 3 seconds, that's probably a 5-minute major.
Well, when a guy has his head down, he's helpless, and they've got to crack down some of that stuff. And I'm not saying that it's just the Mandan doing that, but you're gonna put guys out for the rest of the game with hits like that.
Puck comes back away down the near side. Swangstu's got it again. Second power play of the period. Opera from the line. One-timer tipped in front. Esslinger tips it and he scores, and the Magi lead 1-0 on a power play goal. Kelton Esslinger tipped that one out in front, and Esslinger's got his 5th of the year.
Well, that's one way to make it hurt for make Mandan pay for those. It said your Minot's gonna get their chances. The thing is, just stick with your plan. Don't get frustrated and thinking you can do. One guy can walk through their team. You've got to keep the team concept going and get shots on goal like that. Put them on net, and good things will happen.
It's going to be a power play goal scored by Esslinger, assisted by Oprud. We'll see if there's a secondary assist on the goal. Nevertheless, 1-0. Let's listen in. So 17 from 21 will be the official credit. Oprud now has 16 points out of the year, and Esslinger's got his 5th goal of the season here in his sophomore campaign.
They actually said Ben Svensfjord for the goal, but we'll see if there's a correction or not. I guess it's hard to tell down there.
Puck comes back away down to Thog. Fatty's in over the line, whistled for the offsides. 6:20 left in the second, 1-0 Minot High on top. Did you think it was Swanks
I couldn't tell, but the announcer, the PA guy said, he said Svensfjord from Oprud, so we'll see. Maybe we either saw it wrong or maybe they got it wrong.
Nevertheless, 1-0 Magicians.
Yeah, either way, a guy in maroon got it, which is good.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when Minot High's trying to track down their back-to-back region championship. Knudsen's out with it. He fires in. And that time, Zane Clausen went down into the butterfly. He made the stop. This game in the period number 2 brought to you by our friends at Qdoba. 2 locations in Minot, one on North Broadway, one on South Broadway. Have you ever had the breakfast at Qdoba?
It's been a while, but they're putting in a drive-thru in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the South Broadway's got the drive-thru going.
Good for them, bad for me, probably. 6 minutes left here in the second. Minot High's up 1-0 on a power play goal. We know that Oprud assisted. Out in front of us, either Swanks, who was either 16 or 17. Freeman back on the retrieve out at center and hopped over his stick. Minot High has to touch up on sides. They do, and they bring it back in far wall. Knudsen's going to skate it down, spun it towards the side of the net. Right on the side of the cage, still tied up there. It's going to be taken by the Braves. They push out to center. Bonebreak's got it back, and Bonebreak sends it in. We talked to John Grubb about that in the pregame show tonight about Minot High's discipline here in 2021, how they've only been whistled for 41 penalties on the year, and a pretty low number considering some of the other numbers across the state and the WDA. Delayed call coming on the Magi, and there'll be a stop on the play. Sortland lost the glove on the play. A Mandan skater went to the ice, and I believe Bonebreak's going to the box on a slashing call.
Shoot, yeah, that's just, he mishandled it there, and he at the blue line. That's not the place you want to have a bad stick handling activity there. And then he almost had to take a penalty because that guy was almost had him beat. But either way, Minot's got to stay out of the box here. Last few games hasn't been too bad, but let's not start taking undisciplined penalties.
It was actually 19, not 18, that was charged. Morelli's the one that's in the sin bin. That's his 6th penalty of the year for the Magicians. And the Braves power play comes back on for the 2nd time today. Out in front of the net, tipped wide, comes back away now by Swangstu. He fires out to center, and it's going to be taken here by Mandan. It's moved across and ahead forward into the zone. They come with Carter Killen. Killen's going to be pounded by Riley Oprud. Back in behind. The puck rolls away to the far side wall, top of the circle. Taken away now by the Braves again here with Cole Barrett. He's across the center slot, over the near circle, sent in front. Here's a play on the side of the net. Oh, 1, 2, 3. They sent it around, and unable to pull the trigger on the far side was Tyler Yancer. He's got the team high 15 points out of the year, and they worked it nicely. They just couldn't execute. Short-handed are the Magi. They've got possession of the puck. 4:20 left of the second. 1-0. Minot High's on top. They are short-handed for the next minute on the dot. Puck's taken here by the Braves back to their own territory. Puck's going to be set up on the near side. Up to center. Going to be taken down by the Braves, and they cross over neutral with it. Tyler Yancer's in. He's going to take it down to the far side, bottom of the circle. Bouncer up to the point again. Across it came here from Helbling. Comes back away. Far wall for Condon. He's all the way up to the point. Moved it across the near side. Sent it in. Hit traffic. Now it's fired away to the far side by the Braves, and out of the zone it comes. And we're down to 28 seconds. A Mandan second power play of the night. And they have to regroup back in their own territory. Well, there's one thing for sure. Minot High's kill's been pretty good here in 2021. And no different again here tonight as Casey Field takes the puck away. Short-handed, and he launches that one like a UFO all the way, dropping down to the side of the cage where Clausen left it there with the glove. 3:20 left in the second. Minot High kills off Mandan's power play, and we're at full strength for both teams as Bonebreak's back in his own territory. Bonebreak moved it to the near side. Comes back away to Bonebreak in his own zone, and Bonebreak's going to try to shuffle it ahead forward. Off of Jackson Bradley, pushes it up to center. Taken down by the Braves, they work it ahead. Bradley again has it tied up. Casey Field moves it across, and now Knutsen's in with it. Knutsen's going to walk in, center slot, fires hard shot there into the butterfly. Went Clausen, he made the stop. And back out to center off of Bradley at Cabe. And it comes down away here to Knutsen on the near side, shuffled off the boards again. And the Braves at center will take it and dump it back down into Minot High territory from Cole Barrett. Bradley's back behind his own net. Shuffled it back away now to Knutsen. Knutsen near side, trying to push it up from the half wall. Held in by the Braves. 2:20 left in the second. Minot High again up 1-0. Power play goal here in the middle period. Nobody scored in the first. Minot High led in the shot column 14-4 officially. Puck comes back away on the near side. Underneath the net of Sortland. He's going to pounce out on that one and hang on to it. 2:08 left in the second. 1-0 Minot High on top.
Well, you're winding down here at the end of the second period. Let's not give up any chances for Mandan. They kind of got a little life there with that last shift. Minot's just got to get some fresh guys out there. Be smart on your changes, and you're staying out there too long. Don't. You got plenty of guys on the bench ready to go. Don't overdo it.
Puck's going to come all the way back into Mandan territory off the clear with under 2 to play here in the second. Braves have possession back in their own zone. Taken by Olin Halstegard. He moves it all the way back up. And to center it ends up coming now here for Coy Barrett. Barrett's going to walk it ahead. He drops it down to the corner. Glove side of Sortland. Lays underneath the net. Scrubbing for it. There's Drew Condon. Condon got it back away there to answer. Underneath it came down to Riley Oproot. And Oproot shuffled it up to Swangstu at the point. It's fired in, loose in front of the net, wide open. Here's a drive. Oh, Sortland went down into the butterfly. Johnny on the spot side of the net, and that was Olin Halstegard that almost picked up his second of the year.
Well, Sortland hasn't had a lot of action this period, but when he has had to make saves, he's made them, and that's what you need. You have to be. Don't get so cold back there that you're going to let in a softie, but you just got to be ready and make that big save from Minot.
Puck's taken at the line here by Mandan. Shot came in. Sortland made the stop. Puck's taken now here by the Magicians. They push up, trying to clear was Freeman. Freeman still having some trouble clearing it out. Now he does. Comes away to the near side wing. Offensive zone for the Magi. On the glove side, over to the blocker side. That was Thongfett that wrapped it around from in behind the net. Taken away by Casey Field. Holds it at the line. Field turns the motor on. He's going to come back in. Fires on. And Clausen with the stick made the stop. It went up and out of play with under a minute to play here in period number 2. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard reads Minot High 1, Mandan 0. Entertaining game tonight, nevertheless.
Well, it hasn't been too bad. Minot's just got to probably take advantage of a few more opportunities. And let's say finish off this last minute with keep it down their zone the whole time.
Off the draw, the puck comes. 2 players whacked at it. Puck went straight up in the air about 10 feet high. It comes up to the point. Bonebreak has it. He's going to fire it forward. Casey Field knocked it down. And it comes into the possession of Mandan again. They try to clear. They do. Down the near side wing at center. Little tug of war here. It's going to be taken back into Minot High territory. Oproot back with it. Sent it off to Bonebreak. And Bonebreak's got it back in his own D zone. 30 seconds to tick away here in the second. Back in his own territory. Coy Barrett scoreless on the year, but he's got 6 points. We're down to 19 seconds. Puck's taken here by the Magi. And Bonebreak over to Knutsen. Offensive zone. They sent it out front for Morelli. Nobody there. All right, kids, cut him down. We're at 9. Now 8, now 7. And Swangstu's back in his own territory. Went off to Bonebreak. Then to Oproot near side. Fired ahead forward off of a Mandan skater. That's how the second comes to a close with Minot High on top 1-0. Hopefully we'll hear from Jordan Willert here in this second intermission. We'll do that We'll have our full recap of the period, the shots on goal, the saves. We'll have all the analysts you can handle as well. Matt and I will break down the play on the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. It is North Dakota High School Hockey here on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. And Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank and Trust, and Arbo Photography. Two periods in the books tonight. Minot High leading Mandan 1-0. This is the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Before we dive into the numbers, we've got Jordan Willard, who is ice level with us, the assistant coach of the Magi. Coach, your thoughts on that second period? Seems like Minot High's taking the play to Mandan here tonight, but Zane Clausen playing well. What's your overall analysis of the hockey game so far?
Well, to me, it looks like we bought our sticks up in Wisconsin in the Swiss cheese factory. There's a lot of holes in between them. But like you said, Zane Clausen's playing a heck of a game right now for Mandan. I think we're getting our chances. We just have to bear down. Like I said, it looks like there's holes in our sticks right now, and I think we just need to bear down and be more into it and hard on our sticks in the important areas.
What do you tell a kid like that in Swankster, the young man that had 2 yawning goal mouths that Matt Morelli and I from up here probably could have almost scored? What do you tell a kid like that to keep the confidence level high?
Well, you just tell him to keep going, and you hope that he buries one. He's feeling pretty down right now. The kid's been working extremely hard for us. He's had his opportunities. Obviously he's doing things right to get there, so just keep doing those things right. And, when the opportunity presents itself next year, let's get one.
What is the big message in the room between the second and the third to come out on top? We all know this is a huge hockey game here tonight. What's the major key?
We just need to finish. Like you said, I think we're taking the play to them. I think they've only had 7 shots on net. We can't have a letdown, have some enthusiasm here and make sure that we, finish the hockey game.
Final thing for you, just on a scoring note, was that Esslinger's goal or was that not Esslinger's goal?
Esslinger's goal right off of his stick.
Thank you.
5-hole.
Thank you very much, Coach. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you after the hockey game.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Jordan Willert, the assistant coach of the Magi, joining us in between periods on the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic focused on improving the health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Dr. Kirk Mason combines several techniques to decrease pain and improve function, while Dr. Becky Perry-Dobries focuses on treating pediatrics and prenatal. Visit PremierChiropracticND.com. Game analysis brought to you by our friends at Magic City Inspections, a locally owned company committed to providing exceptional inspection services to ensure that you're ready to take the next step in your home ownership. Find them online at MinotInspections.com. Matt, your analysis of that period. Minot High just seems like they may need to find a way to get some different hockey sticks, according to Coach Jordan Willert here tonight.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think if you're Minot, don't get frustrated. It's easy to say when you're not out there, but you can't get frustrated. The coach has got to keep them pumped up and keep them ready to go. And they're all playing them. Minot's taking it to them. We've definitely had a lot more quality chances than them. We've had a couple open nets. Those will come. It's just that Minot's got to stick with that. They've got to keep going with giving them success. I think they could be a little more physical. Minot's got to get back to that hitting. And when you play Mandan, it's going to be a grinder. It is. It always is. That's typical Minot versus Mandan hockey. It's going to be a lot of hitting. Is there going to be some things after the whistle? Maybe. There's going to be probably a couple, questionable calls. I think the overall hasn't been too bad, but Minot gets one on that power play there. They get it right away. You get a few more of those. We got to bury those. I mean, make it. These next ones are big. You got to make it hurt. Don't give Mandan any life. They already think they have a chance. They're only down one. That's one shot. Minot needs to put a couple quick ones on the board and kind of crush their dreams, so to say, because you just don't want to let these teams hang around. There's no pressure on Mandan. Minot's at the top or in second place, and it seems like it's a lot more important game for Minot as far as seedings and where they're sitting. Mandan, you're going to have a chance to play in the WDA. You know that, but Minot, it's a lot more for Minot to lose than Mandan. But if you're Minot's guys, get the puck on net from anywhere. You got such a big goalie. One will slip through eventually, but let's not have any bad penalties. Clean up the play in your own zone. There's a few times that Minot has haunted us this year with playing our own zone, making errant passes. That is not, you can get away with it against Mandan. You play Century and High and Jamestown, that could be spell trouble.
Well, you touch on it, Matt, and Minot High at 9-2 right now. So is Jamestown. Minot High does have the tiebreaker in that series. So Minot High technically number one, but Bismarck Century only 2 points back with a game in hand, and there's 3 points for a win. So with all that being said, a win here tonight is almost, to my mind, a must for the Magicians. It will boil down to this third period. We knew it could be a good game tonight. We didn't know it would be this close. It's 1-0 at the end of one on the First International Bank Ed Trust scoreboard. Time for our game reset, brought to you by our friends at Tires Plus. All brands under one roof with the guaranteed lowest prices and their service after the sale with the Tires Plus plan. Find them online, TiresPlusND.com. At the end of one, it was 0-0, just where we started. Minot High had 14 shots on goal. Mandan had 4, and that might have been generous in the favor of Mandan holding a few more off. I think the number was probably more like 20 possibly. I mean, they peppered Clausen in that first period. Both teams had one power play. Neither team scored on the power play. So into the second we went, and Minot High outshooting Mandan in the second 8-3. 2-period total, 22 saves to 7. And I think that number's light again, probably. And the only person that really hurts is Zane Clausen and those numbers, because he certainly had a workout here tonight. More than 22 shots on goal, folks. I would almost promise you. One power play in the second for the Braves. They were unsuccessful. One power play for the Magi in the second, and they were successful. It was a goal with 7:02 remaining, and it was Kelton Esslinger from Riley Opperud. And Minot High leads 1-0 at the end of 2, the only goal to report in the period. Again, on the year for Riley Opperud, that's point number 16 for Esslinger, goal number 6 on the season. And Minot High leads 1-0 at the end of 2. There's your game reset, brought to you by our friends at TiresPlusND.com. You have a key for the second period. Obviously, an early start and trying to capitalize on those opportunities has to be very key for both teams here tonight.
Well, I think if you're Minot, I wouldn't say they're going to be pressing, but they'll probably shorten up the bench a little bit. If it stays 1-0, they're probably, the first 2 periods, they've been trying to get everybody involved, rolling those 4 lines, getting some of these younger defensemen some ice time and some experience. You might see that change. If it stays 1-0 and a real tight game, I would say the coaches are going to have to probably really watch who's out there. They're probably going to use relying more on Minot's older guys. They probably have to. You can't take any chances. You're up 1. This is not a game you want to let slip away. A fluky goal, next thing you know, you're tied, and then everybody's going to be nervous. And I don't think Minot wants that. Let's get a couple quick. Apply some early pressure. Pop one right away, so it takes a little bit of. It makes everybody breathe a little easier. And these coaches, they're not going to change anything. There's not I don't think they're panicking, and they can't really fault Minot's play aside from a couple bounces of the puck that didn't go our way. And you can't single out any guy. We've had a couple chances, real nice chance. We had a pipe here and there, but I mean, you got to give credit to Mandan too. This is exactly the game they wanted. They know they're outskilled here with Minot. Minot's deeper, but they're just hanging around long enough to make it a game. And you got a big crowd. The crowd's keeping them into it. Every time there's a big hit, everybody gets loud here. It's exactly what you want to see between 2 Western rivals. But with Minot, let's don't hit the panic button. We're not doing it, and I don't think they are either. It's just let's get out. Let's have a couple good shifts early so they set the tone for the third. I would say wear their defensemen down. You're using more guys. Get the puck behind them and wear them. Get on them. Put the pressure on them. That's when that's going to lead to turnovers.
It certainly has been interesting. Back to your point on this crowd here tonight. This Starion Arena and the Starion Complex here in Mandan, home to Mandan football and Mandan hockey. There's a racquetball court here. There was a couple guys whacking the ball around in there. When I got here earlier tonight, I was thinking, it kind of brings back some glory days thoughts to Minot High 7th hour. I used to dominate racquetball class, Mr. Johnson's class in the day. I was thinking about, I was joking with John Grubb about that earlier. Anyway, the moral of the story is this arena probably, I would say, holds anywhere between 7 and 1,000, maybe 1,000 might be a push, but probably holds 700. There's at least 500 here tonight, and they're sitting to our left here where people are going nuts. The atmospheres at the Willistons and the Mandans, the Botnos so far this year, what can you say about high school hockey in North Dakota? Good to see the fans coming out for these games, and I think people have really, really appreciated that here in 2021.
Well, the fans are getting their money's worth. It's a good game. It's entertaining. I mean, Mandan's in it. It's close, and like I said, Mandan's getting behind the crowds. Like I said, similar to Williston. I think the crowd has gotten bigger as the game has worn on. But yeah, you can see it. They're rallying behind the crowd. They're into it. It's just for Mandan, they probably want a few goals, but give credit to Mandan's goalie. He's kind of kept him in it. Right. I mean, it could be. I'd say it could be worse. It probably should be. If you're looking at Minot, I think Minot should have 2 or 3 more goals by now, but that doesn't mean anything when you have a hot goaltender.
That hot goaltender, Zane Clausen, will be on our left side of the blue paint. Trey Sortland is in the blue paint on the right side. Minot High from the right to the left. We're underway here for the third from Mandan tonight. Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli for the call on the PSP Network. Third period brought to you by our friends at Arbo Photography, the leader in game photo coverage and senior pictures. Find them online, arbophotography.com. Jaden Lux down in the corner offensive zone with the pockets freed back up to the point. Here comes Bonebreak. He fired one ahead forward. Taken down by the Braves. They work it out to center. Bradley scrubbing for it. Bonebreak's got it back. He shuffles it up the wall on the near side. And it comes back into the possession of the Magicians in their own zone, where they move back away here from Morelli. Moves it over to Swangstu. Swangstu fires it across to Luck. Luck's in with Bonebreak. Luck's got it in his skates inside the blue line. He sends it down to the corner where it goes away to the far side, top of the circle. Underneath the net now from Luck, sent it back out in front, intended there for Esslinger, and it's going to come up to center ice again, where it's moved ahead from Tyler Yancey. Well, you start thinking about Mandan and what they've been able to do over time. A team that 4 tournament appearances, I believe, to the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament. They've had some good players come through the program, a couple all-WDA players last year. Josh Moe and Carter Berger, a defenseman and a forward. I always think about Charlie Bear, who was the first ever to come through Mandan and play in icing, by the way, in the play. Charlie Bear was one of the first to ever come through Mandan to play junior hockey, and he went across the river to play for the Bismarck Bobcats. And that was quite a feat for Mandan at that time, promoting Charlie Bear on over to the Cats. He was a cool kid, a good hockey player as well.
It's always good. You love when players move on. It makes the program look good, and that's only gonna be better for the other players. They want to reach that goal too.
Right in front of the net. The stop was made from Sortland, loose out in front. Puck comes back away down to Oprud. He clears it all the way down. That one got past Knutson, and an icing on the Magi, brought to you by our friends at Clean Tech, coming to the rescue since 1992. 24/7 disaster response and restoration services at Clean Tech. 15-10 left in the third, 1-0 Mountain High. Icing on the Magicians, and off the draw, it's going to come back into the possession here of Field. He's going to shuffle this one up into the Mountain High bench and on a play. Well, Jordan Willard said that Deal is going to be all right before the interview over the actual broadcast. He said Deal would be all right. Sounded like a lower body bruise and a pretty good one. Changes the lineup quite a bit, though. You mentioned your liking for Deal as one of the top centermen for this Magi crew.
Well, I think at this point, Minot can't afford to lose anybody at this point in the year. You don't want to lose anybody, not to mention one of your go-to guys. And Minot needs, they've got to, you see somebody get hurt, you're just praying that it's not long-term.
Right out in front of Trey Sortland, and Trey's going to jump on top of it. He had a little miscommunication there with Bradley, and Sortland ended up falling back on top of it. Faceoff will come on his glove side. Mandan was a team that last year went 9-7 in the West. They ended up finishing 4th in the West region. Didn't qualify for the state tournament. They got upset at the WDA tournament by number 5 Jamestown in the opening round. They went on, they won day number 2 to stay alive. And then Mountain High took care of them on day number 3 of the WDA tournament at the VFW Sports Center. This year, according to what has come out, home ice will be the place for rounds 1 and 2 of the WDA tournament. And day number 3 will take place in Minot. Here's Sam Bissett, fires one on, comes up to Thongfett, side of the net, he turns, fires right at the goal line. That may have been right at the line, if not over. And they're going to say no goal as Isaiah Thongfett was right there. My vantage point looked like maybe it was 2-0.
That would look close, but the ref was right there on the side. That's the way you do it. You got room, walk out and take it to the net.
Clausen's been good tonight. He has had some help. The goal pipe a couple times here tonight. Had some luck, but I always preach that the harder you work, the luckier you become. Puck's taken by the Magi, back in with it. Oprud's got it in his skates. Top of the point, goes across to the far side. Back up high for Oprud, cycled down the wall, came away to Swags to in front of the net, off to Knutson. Dribbled off to the corner, and it's going to be taken here by the Braves. They push up to center again with Halstengard. Moves it ahead forward. Morelli hit Halstengard, freed the puck for Tice back in his own zone. Went back over to Swagstu. Swagstu chipping it on the wall, trying to clear the zone. Look out, comes away down to Morelli with a backhand, freed it across the zone. Out to center. Knutson's pass was picked off. And it's going to come on the near side wing where Mountain High's got it again with Morelli back over to Oprud, and Oprud goes back to Morelli. Now he's going to turn the burners on. Look out, Knutson and Morelli got together. And Mountain High having trouble getting it across center ice here. Now they do is they dump it down and chase it in. In behind Clausen it comes. Puck's going to be taken here by the Braves. They work it back deeper into their own territory. Sloppy hockey here in the third period on both sides. Swagstu's out with it. Swagstu's going to land. He's going to walk and fire. Shot it right into Clausen. 13-1 left here in the third. Still 1-0.
Oh, geez, you hate to see that. You walk in the slot and you shoot it right in his bread basket. You just got to, oh man, it's like we got to pick a corner, but it's always easier saying that from up here. But Swagstu's had some great looks tonight.
think about it like this. When you think about the regulation goal, there's about a foot on each side of that goal that you could go all the way around the bars over the top, and all the way around the bottom would be a quality shot on goal in that situation. It's not an easy shot to make all the time, but one on the ice would certainly help the cause. Out in front, here's a drive coming. Oh, in front of the net. Hard shot came from Hall, and he shot that one up into the seats. And Bryce Hall brings the play to a stop.
Maybe didn't like those balloons back there above the net.
They're celebrating senior night tonight here in Mandan. This arena, by the way, it's got the Schwann Cadillac logo right at center ice engraved into the ice, or embedded into the ice. All the seating is on one side. It's over here that faces the benches, who are on the other side. And celebrating the seniors tonight, they've got all the seniors' jerseys from Mandan hung behind Clausen with one red, one white, and one black balloon. And Hall, I think, almost took one of those balloons down as he hit that one right on the money. If he would have been at the State Fair, it would have been worth a teddy bear. Puck comes back away on the near side wing. Now in the Minot high D zone, up from the D zone through center, from Oprud onto the tape here for Thogfit. There's a good shot, fired that one low on the blocker side. Puck comes down to the corner. It's going to be freed back up to the line, held in again by Oprud. Worked it across. Oprud's going to be hauled up on the play here by Halstengard. And the power play comes back out for the Magi, and the Mandan fans don't like it. Well, Oprud had his feet moving. He ended up going to the ice.
I think that could have gone either way. He kept his feet moving. You impede their progress, or you're hooking their arms, or they're up around their upper body. That's probably the right call. I mean, if Mandan, yeah, they don't like that, but I mean, he's trying to make some moves. He kept his momentum, was moving forward.
First International Bank and Trust scoreboard, 1-0 Mountain High with under 12 to play in the third, and a 2-minute power play. Their fourth of the game. Bucks brought ahead forward, it comes. Taken back in behind the net. Set up here by the Magi. Puck's going to be moved ahead forward here by Oprud. He'll start the rush up to center. He's over the red line down the blue. Oprud hits the brakes. Looking for the outlet, walks across the blue line. He's hauled up on the play and back the other way, short-handed with the opportunity. Blake Killen brings it in. Now it's going to be taken, fired on. Oh, hit the crossbar on the opportunity there for Dalton Fleck. Big hit on the far side as Slankstu was railed in big time. Well, this place is at a level 10 right now. Short-handed Mandan had the opportunity, and a crossbar was hit with 1:05 remaining on the Magi power play. They've got the possession of the puck back and behind their own net. Under 11 to play in the third. And if you like drama, this is the place for you right now in a 1-0 tilt with West Region foes tonight. Luck brings it in on the power play. Walks and fires off the net, back and behind. Clausen with the stick and the carom off the end boards. Brought it up top. Here's a drive in front. Oh, right in the pads. Loose in front of the net. And a quick whistle there. Clausen's got it again. Minot High almost made it 2-0. But again, Zane Clausen comes up with the stop.
Well, if you're Minot, you're on the power play. That's not the time to get soft, especially at your own blue line. You've got to be smart with the puck. If you don't have a play, just fire it down the corner, or be quicker and just put one on net. But you're trying to get too fancy at the blue line, and you're giving up the puck to them. And the next call is probably not going to be on us. It's going to be, I mean, it is going to be on us, because like we said, we've got a few breaks, so it was a close call, but not worth a penalty.
Puck's fired down in on Trey Sortland. Tice back on the retrieve. Down to 23 seconds remaining on the power play. Leif Madsen saw it the same way, the head coach of Mandan. He was not impressed with that call. Animated on the Mandan bench. He was a captain of the Minot High Magicians in the early 2000s. Leif playing back in those Dave Wilson days, who we talked to, and Quinn Eggert, who we also talked to, the reunion tour. Now we end that reunion tour with another captain of the Magi, Leif Madsen, who's in charge of the Mandan Braves in his fourth year. Minot High's going to turn the puck over, set down in front. Here's Halstengard under the net to drive. Came up off of Sortland. He bailed him out in big time. Halstengard back in behind. Comes back away down to Bradley. Bradley's going to try to clear it up. Out to center. Got away to the near side. Hitting is picked up, but now it's Casey Field back in with it. Field's going to take it down to the corner. Field back in behind the net, in from behind Clausen. Knocked out of the air there by Esslinger. Esslinger's got it again, out of the net, still working on it. Esslinger, part of the forecheck still, freed now, and now there's the hooking call that you're talking about. Mandan goes to the power play, and Knutson goes into the box.
Well, I don't want to say I said so, but good call, Matt.
Yeah, 100%.
You knew that was coming. You hate to jinx it, but Minot's been kind of flirting on the skating on thin ice with some of these calls. And yeah, the hitting has picked up, which is great to see. It needs more physical, but there's sometimes if you're going out of your way to make a hit, that's probably not the right time to do it. You hit when it's there or when the puck's nearby, but getting frustrated and going out of your way after a guy isn't the answer.
9:03 left of the third. 1-0 Minot High's on top. Power plays down here for Mandan. For 1:44, two Braves players came behind the net. They ran into each other. It was a dumpster fire behind the Mandan net. And the Mandan fans didn't like their power play coming together. Untouched behind their own net. Both players lost their sticks. Puck comes back away at center into the zone. Comes Barrett. He moves in ahead down to the corner. Oprud's got it here. And Riley Oprud fires it out to center. That's going to be a high stick call on the Braves. So they need to hurry up and touch it. I don't know what the Braves player's doing. He needs to touch it. He's on the power play with 1:14. You got to get down there and touch it.
Just wasting time on your own power play. I guess if you're Minot, you'll take that. But you think that player would want to get back there and hurry up and touch it. But Minot will take that break as the face-off down in the Mandan zone.
Damian Jory having a conversation at the bench right now with the staff from Mandan, talking about why he needed to turn the burners on just a bit. 8:25 left in the third. Well, if you would have told me at the start of the year, I know betting is illegal on high school sports, so I wouldn't have done it. But just for the sake of the argument, I would have put a lot against the fact that Minot High would have dusted Mandan twice this year. On paper, this game should not be anywhere near where it is right now. But it's been a good tilt here tonight. Mandan only down by one, and their power play's on for 44 seconds, and they're looking to tie the hockey game. Back in behind the net, it comes back out to Halstengard, threw it across. Nobody home. Drew Condon's got it. It's out of the cage, it comes and back away. It goes now over to Halstengard again. Out to center, and the Braves push this one all the way back out. Clausen's out of his net to play it. He fires out to center. It's going to come back away down to Luck on the near side. Down to 18 seconds on the power play here for Mandan, their third opportunity of the night. Bradley's back at his own end. Fires this one hard, 200 feet the length of the ice. Why do I say that? Well, Minot High went 13-1 in the West region last year. They brought 12 players back, including an all-state goaltender in Trey Sortland. Guys like Morelli, Luck, Operud, some young guns as well. Casey Fields, one of them. He's in with it. He's going to turn and fire. Oh, he hit the pipe. Loose out in front. Comes back away down to Tice. He'll turn and fire. He sent that one wide. And out to center, the puck comes, and Operud has to regain control at center. Moved it across to the near side for Field, and he'll dump it in. Under 7 to play in the third. 1-0 Magi are on top. Puck comes back up to the line. It's going to be sent right back in. And worked around the end boards all the way over to the far side here for Mandan, and they're going to start the rush up to center. Now Field takes it away. Field moved it in down to Morelli. Morelli's got it, dropped it back, swanks to, he'll turn and fire again right into the breadbasket. And Clausen makes the stop again.
Well, if you're swings through, you can't complain about your looks tonight. He's having some good shots on net here. He probably should have 2 by now, but I mean, I guess the main thing is you're getting in the slot. You got to put him on net. That's okay. That's a start, but he's probably going to think, well, maybe I need to pick the corner a little bit more. But main thing is he's hitting the net and he's getting opportunities.
Came into the night with 2 goals and 7 assists for 9 points. Probably could have left here with a bundle of 5 of them on the opportunities he's had, but he's been held off the score sheet. Esslinger's the only one to score here tonight. Operud got the assist on the play. Bradley sent it around to the far side. Up to center. Here comes Casey Field. He's in on a 2-on-1. He's got Swankstu with him. Here's Swankstu, a drive. He scores! Finally, the levee broke, as Tom Petty would say, and it's 2-0 as Swankstu put that one on the ice. Tried somewhere new, and he's got his 3rd of the year.
Well, we talked about earlier, Minot's just got to stick with that plan, and you can't hang your head when your goalie's coming up big for you. I mean, that's a backbreaker if you're Mandan. You've kind of been giving Minot fits all night with keeping them off the board, but you give out those outnumbered rushes, and those are just, it's only a matter of time before Minot makes them pay.
Swanks due from field, and I believe Bradley's going to get the credit as well. Hey, let's listen in. Field and Bradley do get the credit down the goal for Minot High, as Swankster's got his third of the year. Puck's in the Minot High D zone. Down it comes behind the net. Top root on the retrieve. Pinching it after it. Freed it over to Tice. Tice moved it up to Knutson. He moves it to center. And now Esslinger brings it back across into the zone. Esslinger's going to turn and fire. Hit the dasher and behind. Loose out in front. Bouncer came right out in front of the net. Hall tried to fire it forward. Tice held it at the line. Taken down by Knutson. He fired it towards the net. And it's freed here by Mandan on the near side wing, trying to clear their zone. Tice has it back. He'll tee one up. Knocked down by Esslinger out in front of the net. That caught Esslinger up high, and he goes off for a change. Under 5 left in the third. 2-0 Minot High. Leads in this one as they dump it all the way down, and an icing called on Mandan. That one brought to you by our friends at Tires Plus. All brands under one roof with the guaranteed lowest prices and service after the sale at the Tires Plus plan. Find them online, TiresPlusND.com. For Minot High, what do they look to do in the final 5 here tonight?
I would say keep the pressure on, get more aggressive. You're up. You got a little bit of a comfort zone, even though it's a 2-goal lead here, but stick with what you're doing.
On the near side wing, bone break in the offensive zone. Had it up top. Bradley's going to pinch in with it. Bradley's got it. He worked it down low, sent it around the end boards, comes back away down to the near side wing. D-zone for Mandan, comes up to Thogfett. Thogfett fanned on it. He was interrupted on the play, and here come the Braves up to center with Zane Fay. Fay's in, walked it down, shortly made the stop. Back in behind the Minot High net. And it's taken on the near side here by Bissett. He's trying to clear the zone with the help of Luck. Too far in front of Thogfett it came, and it's going to come back into Minot High's possession in their own D territory. Here with Luck, who moves it across the neutral ice zone. Off to Isaiah Thogfett, who's in. Thogfett just skating forward with the puck, lost it, brought it down to the corner now. Got it away there to Jaden Luck, and it's taken here by Mandan, and they push ahead forward. Comes up to center ice again here for the Braves, and they skated ahead forward here with Barrett. Barrett ahead forward. Puck's taken here by the Magi. Swagstu ahead with it. He's going to skate in, and Swagstu takes it down to the near side, turns it, fires. Shot that one into Clausen up high, and he'll hang on with 3:31 left in the third. 2-0 Magi.
Well, just a reminder, make sure everything is on net. Don't be taking opportunities and missing the net and the puck goes out. Don't give Mandan any extra advantage. Keep everything down. If you don't have a play, just put it down the corner. Kill some time.
Puck's taken here by Mandan off the draw. Blocker side of Clausen. Your life, Matson, when do you start thinking about pulling a goaltender?
Soon, I'd say another couple more minutes.
Way on the near side wing, it's going to be taken out to center again by the Magi. Field along with Swagstu. They're into the zone. They've got Morelli with them, but back with the puck, it's going to be taken here by Yancer. And Yancer wraps it around the glass, held in by Tice. Tice takes it down, throws it out front, nobody there. Comes up to center again, and it's going to be crossed over center by Drew Condon. Condon moves it in. Sortland made the stick save. Into the corner it goes, and freed by the Braves. Now it's going to be taken here by Casey Field up to center, 1-on-2. Field's going to dump it in and go off for a change. We're down to 2:40 left here in the third period. Minot High leading 2-0. We're in Mandan tonight at the Starion Ice Complex. It's been all magicians tonight. They're hanging on to a 2-goal lead right now, trying to add to it as they bring it into the zone. Take it here, side of the cage. Hall couldn't get the shot away, and the Braves bring it up to center with Zane Fay. Fay's going to walk it in. Head traffic there, bone break. Bone break tied up down in deep. Taken by Esslinger. Now Bradley off to Knutson. Knutson shot it into traffic. He's got it back. Now Knutson turns it over right inside the blue line. Oproot had the hit there. It's free to head forward. And out to center we go as the Magi take it with Esslinger, and Esslinger's back in. He'll turn and fire. Under 2 minutes left in the period. Regulation, that is, comes away to Knutson on the far side. Minot High teams like Jekyll and Hyde, Matt, I'm telling you, they need to wait to touch up onside. Knutsen's way down in the zone. It's going to be fired in. If the Magicians played the way they played against Century on their home ice in that second period, we saw a team that would have given the Midland Warriors, who played the MSU Beavers, around on Saturday night, I promise you. But on nights like tonight, it just seems like they fall down to a different level at times. It can be frustrating to see, knowing how much gas Minot High really does have in the tank.
Well, I think they've got to really get over that thinking. They've got to come to play every night. You can't have, what would you say? You can't have letdowns and just, getting kind of coasting out there where you can take shifts off. You just can't do that. These guys, you can maybe do it against Hazen and some of those other bottom teams, but the Highs and the Century in Jamestown, it won't work for you. Minot's got to realize that. And it's easy to say when we're not the players, but if you're the coaches, they don't want to see that. They get frustrated, and you just have to kind of keep repetition. They get on guys saying, "Listen, come on, you got to bring your best every shift. Go out there 45 seconds hard, make something happen, make some hits, and get off the ice for the next guys." And because it's only going to get tougher, because when it gets down to the end, the West region, it's going to come down to the last game. Those points are so important. It's going to come down to the last game. It might not be the Minot game, but one of the other games is going to, that last game is going to determine whether somebody's either number 2 or number 4, or number 1 or number 3. So Minot's got, you get these points and you move on, get out of here. Let's hope nobody doesn't have any long-term injuries. Get healthy, get your rest, because they're so important. And Minot has got to start those bad habits they were doing a month ago, 6-7 weeks ago. You can't have mistakes like that.
1:34 left in the third. 2-0 Minot High on top. Face-off in the Mandan zone. Lux got it behind the net, threw it out front. Here's a drive from Thongfed. Hit those balloons again. Back and behind the net to the stop in the play. Down to 1:27 left in regulation. Next up for the Magi. They host Botno next Tuesday. Then they go to Hazen on Thursday, and then Dickinson on Saturday. The following week, one that we've got circled on the calendar, the following Tuesday, the final week of the regular season, Minot High will host the Williston Coyotes at the Pepsi Rink. Behind the net, here's Jaden Locke trying to work it back way to the near side. Comes away to the near side wing here for the Braves, and up to center they go. And again, when you look at the standings, Minot High, Jamestown, and Century all in a dogfight for the number 1 spot in the West region. Bismarck High currently in 4th, Mandan in 5th. Williston in 5th. Mandan's down in 8th. Botno's in the mix there as well, as is Dickinson. It's going to come down to the final week. Like Matt mentioned, hand pass is called here on the Braves, and the faceoff's going to come all the way back out into the neutral ice zone. 49.8 left here in the third. 2-0 Minot High. Surprised that Leif Manson hasn't pulled their goaltender. These coaches in the WDA have a different mindset, maybe.
I don't know. They don't like to gamble as much, but I mean, you're down 2. What do you got to lose? I mean, it's risky. I mean, do you score? Are you going to score 2? Maybe not. But if you get 1, that does a lot for your momentum and for guys' attitudes.
43 seconds left in regulation. Puck comes away to the near side wing. 39 seconds. I suppose the confidence on paper to say that, hey, we lost 3-0 instead of 2-0 is detrimental, I suppose, is the thought, I guess. I don't know. When you're 2-9 coming in, you would think that you would gamble. Clausen now starts to head his way to the bench. Taken here by the Braves. They've got it in the offensive zone. Puck comes down again here from Opperud. We're down to 14 seconds. Cut him down, kids. Big slap shot, big pad save there from Trey Sortland. Tried to clear the zone, was bone break. Didn't get anything on it. Right out in front. Oh, Trey got the stick in the way. Down to 3, now 2. One more shot from the Braves. Here comes the horn. And back-to-back shutouts for Trey Sortland. Has the Magi picking up win number 10 on the year. They improved to 10-2 with a 2-0 victory here tonight. Let's head to our Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show. We'll break it down when we come back. Final tonight, 2-0 Magi get the win.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. And Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Clean Tech, 701 Realty, Magic City Inspections, First International Bank and Trust, Height Construction, Big Time Bistro, Premier Movement, Premier Chiropractic, Subway, Tires Plus, Minot's Finest Collision Center, United Agronomy, Minot Hockey Boosters, Morelli's Distributing, Planet Pizza, Century Eyewear, North Country Sportswear, First Western Bank and Trust, and Arbo Photography. Final tonight for Mandan is 2-0. Minot High gets the win over the Mandan Braves. Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli for the call. And the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show here tonight. Matt, as we hop into the postgame wrap-up tonight, your overall takeaway and thought on this hockey game, 2-0's the final. Minot High takes care of Mandan here on their senior night.
Well, it's like you mentioned earlier, sometimes we will bring ourselves down to the level of the competition. And Mandan is a lot lower in the standings, and that shouldn't mean anything, but sometimes it's just these guys, they know that, and they think about it, and they probably think, well, we should be able to pump these guys tonight. Do you look forward to it, or maybe you think it's going to be point night? I don't know. I hope not. They shouldn't think that, but players do, and they can say they don't, but they do, and some more than others. And we had chances. We outshot them. I think some of the shots were a little. I think Minot had probably a few more shots than they got credit for, but we should have. We didn't bury some of the really solid chances we had. We made her look like he's a good goalie, Clausen, for Mandan, but did we make him look pretty good shooting the puck in his chest? We had couple open nets, couple pipes. Yeah, they hit the pipe too, but Minot was in control. And these teams, it's almost like you need to go for the jugular and really make them pay and bury them with 4, 5, 6 goals. Like against these guys, Minot could be scoring 3 or 4 a period. So, that's the way it is. Some tough breaks out there for Minot. The puck didn't always go their way. And there was a couple times where Minot would have have some great chances. Then all Mandan was doing was just dumping out of the zone, getting an icing just to take a whistle to get some fresh guys out there. But like I said, okay, it's over. It's done with now. You got the main thing is you got the points. I guess you really can't. The old saying, you can't criticize a win, but we'll take the points. Let's get guys back healthy, get your rest, because next week is going to be a grind. Is going to be a true test with 3 games during the week, and we can't afford to be having any letdowns there, because you have 2 teams that are right on their heels. We're battling with Jamestown and Century, and Century's, they kind of got the ball rolling. Their train's going full steam ahead.
100%. Century controls their own destiny right now with where they're at. Minot High would need some help from Century in order to win this West region. And again, with Minot, like Matt just mentioned, Minot High hosting Botno next Tuesday, off to Hazen Thursday, off to Dickinson on Saturday. That Dickey trip is never an easy one. Traveling down to Bismarck, across the interstate over to Dickinson. And you know the Dallas Kuntz is going to have that team rolling. However, they got thumped by Century the other night, 11-0, something like that. It was a big-time beatdown. Time for tonight's game reset, brought to you by our friends at Magic City Inspections, a locally owned company committed to providing exceptional inspection services to ensure that you're ready to take the next step in home ownership. Find them online at MinotInspections.com. Minot scored first, but it took until the second period. 7:02 remaining. Kelton Esslinger, 6th of the year from Riley Oprud, picking up point number 16. That's a team high. And Minot High led at that point by a score of 1-0. That's how the second ended. Shots at the end of the second, 22 for the Magi, 7 for the Braves. Both teams through 2 periods of play. 1 power play each in the first. Neither team scored. 1 in the second for Mandan. They were 0 for 1. And Minot High went 2 for 1 in the middle frame. In the third, Minot High and Mandan each had a power play, and the shots were 7-8 inside the arena, according to the official score trackers here at Starion Ice Center. I believe that Zane Clausen got hosed out of some stops here tonight, which is unfortunate for his numbers, because they say the final shots tonight were 31-15. 29 stops for Clausen, 15 for Trey Sortland. That number is upwards of 40. I would have to assume missing 3 a period at least would put him at that 40 mark here tonight. And I think he deserves that credit. However, in the third, Minot scored at 5:56, and finally it was Swagstu that got on the board after plenty of opportunities tonight. It was Bradley that exited the zone, got it up to Field. Field got it away to Swagstu, and Swagstu scored to make it 2-0. Brings us to tonight's player of the game, brought to you by the UPS store, located on South Broadway in Minot in the Marketplace Plaza. Open from Monday through Saturday. UPS store for all your packing and shipping needs. Well, I think tonight you need to mention both goaltenders. Zane Clausen was good tonight. There's only 2 against him tonight in a game where could have been a lot more, and he was good tonight. But Trey Sortland in the same note goes back-to-back with shutouts. You got to give Trey a nod here tonight. Swagstu is going to be in that mix as well. 1, 2, 3, however you want to sort them out. I would say those 3 guys are our 3 stars of the game here tonight. Any argument with that?
No, for sure. I think that's about right on. You know, Swagstu had a nice game. He's probably, you know, shaking his head a little bit. He could have had a couple easy ones where he had open nets and really made Clausen look kind of hung him out to dry on that breakaway. But I mean, that's the game. It's a matter of bounces, and some nights you get good breaks with the puck, and some nights you don't. But main thing is he buried one there, and that'll be good boost for him at the end of the game, late in the third. And like you said, if you're Minot, you take the win. You get the points. Let's get out of here. Get these guys healthy. Hope that Zach Deal is back next week, a few days. Maybe it's a good thing Minot doesn't play Saturday, because you're going down the stretch when these games are tight. The bench shortens up. Minot will use certain players and limited players. And sorry, they have to go with experience. They go with experience, and they play their odds. They have to take guys that have been there before and guys that are producing and that will make the plays. And it's nothing personal. People got to realize that you're just going. Coaches got to do what their job is to win games. And they got to put out personnel that they feel gives them the best chance to come out on top.
And that's what it's all about, especially at the end of the year. Matt, as always, we appreciate your time tonight. Fun one again. Thanks for introducing us to Freddie Anderson tonight, by the way. That was awesome.
That is good. I don't get to catch Freddie very often, but boy, it's always, sometime we'll have to do it again. The stories about that guy, and Freddie is just a great guy. In high school, he didn't always apply himself to the academics, but when it came to coming on the ice, nobody competed harder than Fred. He was he had so much natural talent at goal, and every game he just was making incredible saves. I remember being on the bench. We'd look at each other going, how on earth does Fred do it sometimes? And he just had that attitude like, I'm better than you. He would give you in practice, he would give you half the net to shoot at, and you're like, this is easy. And he always would make the saves and just make you look dumb. And he just would rub it in your face. And yeah, he wasn't kidding you about that story when I had a disagreement with the coach and probably opened up my big mouth, and the team had to pay 3 days before the state tournament. We skated for about a good 45 minutes an hour, and well, sure enough, with the welcoming crew, Freddie was the first one waiting for me in the locker room, and it wasn't to give me the water bottle. It was to say, you and Eric going, let's step outside. I was just like so tired. I said, I really don't have any energy right now for this, but if you want to do it. And somebody got in the way, and we ended up calmer heads prevailed, and I think I had to buy Freddie a 6-pack of Mountain Dew the next day because that was his favorite drink. He lived on sugar. He was all Mountain Dew, just exactly what a goalie needs.
100%.
But no better classy individual than Freddie Anderson. I miss that guy.
Yeah, what a night bringing him on. What a night for the Magi. They win 2-0, picking up their 10th win of the year. And that West Region crowd is up for grabs. It's going to come down to it. We're not there yet, but we're getting close with only 4 games remaining. Matt, we appreciate you joining us again tonight. Always
no problem,
fun.
Nick. Thank you.
Matt Morelli joining us here tonight. For Fred Anderson stopping by. And of course for John Grubb of the pregame show and Jordan Willard live during the contest. I'm Nick Holberg signing off. More high school basketball tomorrow. Scotty K's got the call of Minot High at home tomorrow night. High school basketball against St. Mary's. Hope you stick around for that tomorrow night. There will be video with that one tomorrow. Hope you enjoy that matchup. Final tonight on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard, 2-0. The Magi win. For everyone involved and you, the fans, thanks for joining us. Nick Holberg signing off. Until next time, good night and God bless.